For every action is a reaction. For every non-action is the aftermath. Good evening. You are watching Shirley's World. Not today, colonists. Oh no, honey. The queen is on fire. This girl is on fire. I am on fire because I got some information to share with the family, honey. And I'm going to keep my people alive. They keeping themselves alive, and I'm gonna keep my people alive. For whatever people that follow me, if I can get 500, if I can get 2 million, I'm gonna try to save my people. If you want to be saved and know solid information, then you should follow me. If you want the bullshit, then follow some other channel. Forgive me for cursing. Good evening, family. You are watching Shirley's World. Make sure you click the like button and the subscribe button. Make sure that you follow and subscribe on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in Shirley Husar, which you see in front of your screen, Husar. Not today, colonists. If you get this, you get this. If you don't, then you don't have enough black friends. Not today, because today we're going to provide you the real deal spiel of what is going on regarding the mask, regarding not to wear masks, because the colonists, certain colonists are out there spreading confusion about my president. And, you know, I can't have that. And I got to save my people. And we got to put aside our differences of parties and ideologies and all the isms, socialism, communism, capitalisms. We've got to put the isms off to the side because Corona taking my people out, y'all. Corona tripping. So we want to hear what the president has to say, and let's deal with that first. Please make sure you get the like buttons. Thank you so much for those who chimed in right away. Blackfire, I love you. You are a beautiful person. You always come in, and thank you for sharing, my sister. Always on it. Ye board. So anyway, I want to talk about what's going on right now, but let's hear from the president of the United States regarding the mask wearing, because there's a lot of controversy, and you know them colonists, them fake news colonists are out there, and they're trying to confuse the people, and we can't have that. Let's hear what the president has to say now. This video just came out maybe 2 hours ago, and let's hear what he has to say.
Everybody, and I want to start by saying that our hearts go out to the people of New York as they bear the brunt of the coronavirus pandemic in America. That seems to be the hot spot right now, but you have some others, as you know, that are very bad. Louisiana is getting hit very hard. Parts of Michigan are getting hit very, very hard. New Jersey is surprisingly, it's much greater than anybody would have thought. They're doing a really good job. Governor's doing a really good job out there. New York's first responders, EMTs, doctors, nurses are showing incredible courage under pressure. They're the best in the world. We will take every action and we'll spare no resource, financial, medical, scientific. We will not spare anything. We'll get it back into shape. The Empire State, the governor's doing an excellent job. They're all working very hard together. At the request of the governor, as you know, the Javits Center, we have 2,500 beds, and we're going to allow that to be a system where this horrible disease can be looked after, the patients can be looked after. That was going to be for regular medical problems, such as accidents. And, you know, it's very interesting. The governor's telling me we don't have too many accidents and very few people driving. So we're going to put that facility into play, which is a big facility. The ship will be staying the way it is, but we're putting that facility into play to help them. And today also the CDC is announcing additional steps Americans can take to defend against the transmission of the virus.
So, mask has come into play. How many of y'all been following me and I've been talking about the mask, the eyewear, the coverage of what we need, and going out into the auto zone? Take this off. If you've been following me, woo, yes, I can breathe through it. Someone asked yesterday, can we breathe through these masks? The mask. How many times have I told you guys, you are going to need a mask? But today I'm going to show you how to make your own mask. Today I'm going to also show you another type of mask that I have that is from the same company that you should be buying. You can invest in a mask for $1 to a mask that could be hundreds of dollars. So I'm trying to work with my people. That means community activists, urban game changers, no matter what ethnic background you are. The coronavirus Rona has no specialties on who she likes, or he likes, or it likes, or whatever you want to name it. It will take you out. It doesn't matter your economic background, your sexual gender, your ethnic, cultural understanding of life. It doesn't care about your social ideologies. What it does, it kills you. And if you're not prepared and adult enough to understand this administration and understand what this president is trying to do, in this message that he just delivered that you just saw, there was a sense of calmness among this president, which I admire. Another thing about President Trump, he also has a sense of understanding what people need to know of good. Let's start off with the good. Let's speak life and death is in the power of the tongue. Why are we speaking good? But not today, colonists. Oh no, I told you I'm on fire. Not today, because the colonists out there want to tell you another story. So let the queen show you something, because I'm sick of CNN. They want to promote something else on this president.
No, Wolf, indicating that we've just
so let's hear from the colonists, because the colonists always want to provoke wrong news.
Mask, and why are you opposed to wearing one yourself? Well, I just don't want to wear one myself. It's a recommendation gain from wearing a mask, and why are you opposed to wearing one yourself? Well, I just don't want to wear one myself. It's a recommendation. They recommend it. I'm feeling good. I just don't want to be doing, I don't know, somehow sitting in the Oval Office behind that beautiful Resolute desk. The great Resolute desk. I think wearing a face mask as I greet presidents, prime ministers, dictators, kings, queens, I don't know, somehow I don't see it for myself. I just
the CDC guidance coming out about these masks. He says he's not going to follow those. He said he thought it would be odd if he was greeting other world leaders while wearing a mask. So, of course, right now we don't know of any planned meetings between the president and other world leaders. And he insisted that this was just guidance from the CDC, voluntary. The president said multiple times, though, of course, Wolf, we should note even the guidelines the president put out about social distancing are just voluntary, not something that they believed could be enforced. But the president himself says other people can do that if they want, but he himself is not going to be following those guidelines about covering your face when you're in public. Of course, the context for that, Wolf, is we did find out today that people who are around the president are now going to be getting those quick rapid fire tests for coronavirus, the ones where you find out within 15 minutes whether or not you have it. So the president will have that layer of protection, but he says he's not going to be covering his face like the CDC is recommending that the rest of the nation should.
Yeah, they're recommending the rest of the nation does, but the president of the United States says he's not going to do it, not necessarily setting an example for the rest of the nation. Caitlin, stand by. I want to bring in Gloria Borger, who was listening very carefully to all of this. What jumped out at you, Gloria?
Well, I want to agree with Caitlin that there was a stunning lack of clarity on a lot of fronts coming from the president of the United States here. If you talk about the face coverings, it was sort of maybe do as I say, but not as I do, because while he sort of suggested people ought to do it, indicating that we've just maybe recently discussed.
Okay. The president never said maybe. He said volunteer. He didn't say it's a mandate. He said volunteer. The president said also that we are under quarantine. It's a voluntary quarantine. He didn't say you must stay at home. He says it's a volunteer. He has been saying a very clear and thorough message through this pandemic since its conception. Has he had some oops with people's interpretation? Possibly. I will say that much. But not today, colonists. All you white colonists out there, CNN, I want to kill black people, want us dead. Got them black people like Don Lemon sleeping with white men, constantly promoting the LBG, ABCDF people. But that brother, he ain't black. I thought he was black, but he ain't black like he used to be. He used to be black. Then he turned into LBCDEFG, and then he happens to be black. Because if you understand your community of your people, why would you convey a confusing, conflicting message during the time of a pandemic? Oh, wait. And a virus that is taking our people particularly out and other people as well. But if we're not going to convey clear messaging, and if we're not going to convey just simplistic, clear messaging, then why do you want to confuse the rest of the world, Mr. Colonist? Because there are people who have vices against this president. Now, we have to put aside our differences and cover up and protect ourselves. And what I find fascinating with this message that CNN just put out there is that they really don't care about the people. They only care about their own messaging. And that's a problem, people. That's a problem, family, because until we understand that there are people out there who are not trying to convey clear messaging. So for those who don't know who they're watching, my name is Shirley Husar, and you are watching Shirley's World. And today, Urban Game Changers. Urban Game Changers is an organization that started back in 2011 that was started. It was put in place to move you forward, to help you understand the importance of community activism and holding yourself accountable as well as others. We are currently working on the website, and we've got some great things. We keep changing, and because news is changing and things that are presented to us are changing, we want to make sure that we structure it more simple so that when you go to the site, we just basically show you where you can go, you can get your answers. So the president today did say that we are voluntarily asking people to wear masks. In the chat room, I want to ask you guys, are you wearing masks? Because it's important. It's important that we have a clarity of this information. We do not need to be confused with CNN and stop telling me black, white, or whatever, because like I told you, a pandemic that we are in regarding Rona 19, because they had 18, 16, and 17, but the Rona 19, oh, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. And unless you understand that we have to be conscious and think about all of us who are here and ways we can help each other in a positive attitude to help each other, then I'm sorry, we're going to fail. But we have to you take your family and put it first. Because you remember, we live in California, for those who are living in California, we live in a state that constantly wants to promote the agenda of we have to help illegals, we have to help undocumented people, because those are the people that should have priority. But what about black people? What about black people who are working everyday lives? And I say black because I know I have family members and I've got other folks out there who are not black who follow me. And thank you so much. I'm very passionate about African-American people. So don't feel dismayed if I continue to go back and talk about my people. I am unapologetically black. Now you figure out what that means. I am, write this down, unapologetically black. I was born this way, an African-American descendant of slaves, a family from the South, Louisiana and Arkansas. And I've got family still out there. Shout out to them. But I was raised and born in Los Angeles, California. Working everyday class people, especially black people, are affected by us. And because we don't communicate, my family, enough in spreading words of information that I provide, and many of us are out here providing you black news, real news, on the front line news, urban news, there's a lot of confusion from the white colonist CNN people and from the colonists that are out there who are anti-American, anti-Trump, because they might as well say, stop saying fake news, say anti-America. Because the frustration of confusion of information is not fortitude to help us and better ourselves. We have to put aside and move forward. So let me show you another story that I came across. And I want to talk about this because I think it's really important that we get our message across and make everything clear. Because the more that we understand the importance, this is average everyday people. I am not talking about, oh, some celebrity. I'm not doing celebrity news today, family. I'm doing average everyday people so that you can know, before I get to that story, so you can see how the colonist, here's the colonist news again, but let's hear him out. This one's a good story.
Doing their jobs courageously and unfailingly in the face of what's going on. Among them, a man named Jason Hargrove. He was 50 years old. He was a bus driver in Detroit. On March 21st, he was driving the city bus when a woman got on and coughed multiple times, not even trying to cover her mouth, according to him. In a Facebook Live post that went viral, Hargrove laid out his frustration that people are not being more cautious in the midst of this pandemic. Listen to what he said.
Hey, look, listen, man, let me say something. This coronavirus is for real. And we out here as public workers doing our job, trying to make an honest living, to take care of our families. But for you to get on the bus and stand on the bus and cough several times without covering up your mouth, and you know that we in the middle of a pandemic, that lets me know that some folks don't care, utterly don't give a excuse my language, but that's how I feel right about now. For a grown person in her late 50s, early 60s to stand on the bus and cough 4 and 5 times without covering up your mouth, and you know we in the midst of a crisis with this coronavirus, I am pissed the off. I ain't blaming nobody.
Listen.
I ain't blaming nobody but the woman that did that.
Listen.
I ain't putting the fault on nobody else. For us to get through this and get over this, man, y'all need to take this serious. It's folks dying from this. Listen, it's folks dying out here.
Well, just 4 days later, after he made that video, Hargrove began to feel sick himself. He died Wednesday night. Detroit's mayor says his death did not have to happen.
But if you haven't seen Jason Hargrove's post on social media and Facebook, everybody in Detroit and everybody in America should watch it because he was infected before we closed the front doors. And he tells the story of a passenger getting on the bus and coughing on him. And some of his language is graphic, but I don't know how you can watch it and not tear up. He knew his life was being put in jeopardy, even though he was going to work for the citizens of Detroit every day, by somebody who just didn't care, somebody who didn't take this seriously. And now he's gone.
Glenn Tolbert is the head of the Detroit Bus Drivers Union, joins me now. Glenn, my condolences to you and to Mr. Hargrove's family. Do you know how exactly Jason Hargrove contracted the virus? I mean, is it known if it was from that person or before another passenger?
At this time, I don't know that. I had a chance to speak with his wife, but obviously it was out of concern for her and not trying to get a lot of details, just to let her DDOT family, ATU family was with her, and that we support and we will be supporting her through the next coming days, months, years for her and her family.
You know, we talk a lot about medical workers as being on the front lines, but, you know, bus drivers, delivery people who are, you know, working jobs still, that they interact with people every day, you know, custodial folks who are you know, helping keep things clean. I mean, these are the people who are also on the front lines just as much as the medical personnel in a pandemic like this. What do you want people to know about what bus drivers are facing?
Well, what I would say then, thank you, Mr. Anderson, for this opportunity. That Brother Jason, transit workers all over the United States and Canada, my ATU brothers all over, we're hearing this all over. I would submit to you that we see more sick people than any doctor, that we are the first responders before the first responders. True. Because we pick up the sick, taking them to the hospitals. True. We pick up the grocery workers, but we're never in that conversation. True. And it's a shame that it comes to this. It's beyond shameful that it comes to this before we can get some real help and some attention to this problem, because transit lives matter also.
Are bus drivers given masks or gloves or anything?
Well,
not in California.
I'll say on the 17th of March, my membership had enough. They were putting their lives at jeopardy enough, and they staged a mass walkout, if you will, to get the sanitation of the bus, and we were able to shut it down for a whole day and have the fleet thoroughly disanitized and cleaned. On retrospect, I'm looking at, and that's not enough. We're getting masks, but they're running out. You know, we can't get them sometime, which is a shame. And my members are not going out there without masks. I mean, we need masks, we need gloves. They're giving us gloves. It did take the shutdown to get that, but we are doing some things now, which is shameful that the people that are, you know, that are entrusted to protect our lives when we go to work every day, that it has to come to something for Brother Jason Hargrove to pass. And my other 7 ATU union members around the country and Canada to pass before we do something about the pandemic.
Glenn Tolbert, I appreciate what you're doing, and we'll keep in touch. And I'm not going to make the same mistake of not recognizing all those folks who are really on the front lines of this. It's the front lines are now everywhere in a lot of places, and I appreciate all you're doing. Thank you very much.
Who are the people on the front line? That's what I want to ask you. Who do you think are on the front line? Who are the people on the front line? The front line people don't have no glasses, no mask, no gloves. The postal workers don't have no mask. The bus drivers don't have no mask. The people in the grocery stores don't have no mask. That's a frontline person. Y'all need to understand the priorities of what's on the front and what's on the back. And God bless the medical people who are in the front line. They're in it. They're in the midst of it. There's a line, and then those who are in the midst of it. When you play games like chess and backgammon and Monopoly, the pawns are on the front line. But the strength of what holds it together are in the middle. And who are the people in the middle? The doctors, the nurses. But what do we have? We have a forgetting factor here. Here's a man who was a bus driver, and y'all keep coughing. Y'all not covering up. Y'all on my Facebook page, you white colonists, I'm befriending you. When you come on my page and call me fake news, take your fake ass home. Don't come on my page. I'm not going to debate you. You are a waste of my time. I do not quarrel with people who are not at the level of the queen. Take your pawn ass to the other pawn of the road, because you will purposely be out of the game of my page, because you're not on the front line like me, who have told you for years, illegal immigration, health and sanitation. Now we have a cocktail of a virus coming from people who were not quarantined, who have now got my people sick, because when those people come here illegally, who gets affected first? They come out here, they come over borders, and they step on buses. God bless that man. He tried to get a message out to our people, but no, we can't get that message out. We can't have clarity about who we are and what we are and what we are going through. But instead, we'd rather criticize people who are trying to give thorough messages. Back to the mask. President Trump said this is a voluntary ask of covering your mask. If you followed my show yesterday, take my gloves off. If you followed my show yesterday, I told you this. They first said this is a voluntary quarantine. Now what are they doing? They're saying what? You are mandated per state, different requirements. Each state. I did that video. I'm not going back through that. Go watch yesterday's video when I showed you Nebraska, New York, Chicago, Mississippi, Maine, California, New York, Detroit, Missouri. All of them have different requirement. Now Kentucky then stepped it up even more interesting. For those who watched yesterday, you remember I told you if you cross state lines, I didn't say out of the country, I said state line. You could be quarantined for 14 days. You could be penalized and put in jail for a year. Yes. You could be fined between $500, I saw $25,000. And they use the word A-N-D. A-N-D for those who are deaf. Because I know sign language. Yes, I do. So I want you to understand this when I'm talking to you. That they said, and that's in conjunction to you will have to pay money and pay time, because you are a walking machine of death. You are a walking machine of death. When you're walking around and you coughing and you're making a hypothetical analogy, like you see CNN said, well, he's confusing. Why is he not wearing a mask? I'm going to tell you why the president of the United States is not wearing a mask. Because the president of the United States is the front line. He is the face of the front line. He commands the troops to take care of the people. But when it comes to the federal government, this president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is the face of the front line. He will not show you his face in a Japanese, Chinese, Asian world infected community viral disease. The rest of us are out here. This man is heavily protected. Doctors totally on call. At one snap of a finger, there's 12 doctors looking at him. We don't have the latitude or the opportunity to put ourselves in that position because we don't have the stress of the level of the White House. So when you see CNN with that fake columnist white news, and I call it white news because a lot of Black people follow CNN. Y'all should turn that channel off and just subscribe and let it die. Because we don't need any more confusing news about the frontline people who are putting our voices out there. But I want to show you, remember I told you there's states, there's state level and there's federal level. So the federal level said it is a voluntary action to wear a mask. But yet on the other hand, on the state level, they're not asking you. You can do it or you don't want to do it. Don't worry, they're going to even get more restrictive. The state's going to come over the feds and they're going to say, like they're doing now, the fines of moving about, the mask will become mandatory. Watch. The mask will become mandatory. You will not be allowed to leave your house without the mask. Now, again, I'm going to say state to state because some states are not as infected as others. Some states don't have the testing levels that are elevating to the levels that we've seen in California and what we see in New York and what we see in New Jersey. And now we're seeing more things pop up in my father's home state, who's passed away, God rest his soul, Louisiana. Those numbers are escalating. So if you're in Louisiana, pay attention because what I'm hearing on the front line of the federal level is that those numbers are elevating. So I'm going to let my people know in Louisiana. That's why I'm making clear. Not today, colonists. Stop spreading confusion. The president ain't got to wear no mask. I ain't wearing no mask. You don't have the money, the power, the latitude, or the position of all these people right near you. So don't compare yourself to a president. But remember, as the captain of the ship, if the ship is going down, you will never see him flinch. You will see words of encouragement, motivation, and forward thinking from this president. You will not hear Jimmy Carter. If y'all remember when Jimmy Carter, when we were having crises, that was the most depressing president on this planet. Oh my God, you want a depressing speech? Go watch Jimmy Carter's YouTube channel. Go watch his YouTube videos back in the day of the 70s. That's some depressing times. But if you want to hear strength and fortitude of a man with his back straight and his eyes looking you straight on in the eye, that's Donald J. Trump. And that is what he's doing, and that is what he is supposed to do. He is not to adhere to the media or to the fears that are above us and beyond us and within us. You cannot adhere to fear. The scripture said God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a what? I know somebody just said it. Power, love, and a sound mind. If you don't have compassion and love for your people, your countrymen, what kind of leader are you? What kind of leader are you? So don't degrade CNN fake columnist news president who has fortitude and stand worthy to try to not only amend this issue, come up with healing for this issue, talked about protection for the community for this issue, and provide funds. But instead, what we're having is a confusing messaging out there. Moving on, I need to show you that there's some other states that are doing some very special things, which I find very special. And I say it sarcastically because what they're doing is messing with our people. And I want to show you that many of you don't realize, I told you that you can be fined with some money. And you can also serve time, but there's a third one on the scene right now. This is the third one. See the third one? Can y'all see that? What's that? What's that? Type it in the chat room. Somebody type that in the chat room while I drink me some water. What's that? What did it say right there? What does it say right underneath there? It says Kentucky puts a what? An anchor monitor. Why are you putting anchor monitors on me? I ain't no prisoner. Who ignore the self-isolation order. You ain't isolating your ass. They gonna help you out. Go ahead, Kentucky. Kentucky said, let's take that brown leg and let it know. Let me see that leg. That could be yours. That could be yours. And they're gonna keep it on your leg. For how long, we don't know. because the president then said you won't have to wear ankle monitors. And you know the controversy of who invested in those monitors. Who invested in those monitors? Somebody put in the chat room, some black famous celebrity. These black people you think are for you are putting money and investing in products to not embetter your people, but to expand the incarceration of your people. And you want to ask me why I don't talk about them people that much. These celebrities are bootlegging off of just being pure capitalists. But back to the ankle bracelet. Yes, the ankle monitor is the new you of America. Not only will you be fined for crossing state lines, not only will you go to jail or go to prison for state lines, you will also have to wear a monitor on your ankle. Now, is this the America that you want? Because this is the America we live in. This is the America that we have evolved to within a country that is supposed to be about democracy. But unfortunately, because of the Democrats in 2016, when President Trump, because I was there, I'm the one that made the state announcement for the state of California. I represented and carried the weight on the shoulders as a frontliner, like that bus man who passed away, and put my face out there. Many of you criticized me. There wasn't no blacks for Trumps and all these young political, young hippie kids in the front line. There were those of us who had pure knowledge of knowing the ramifications of a Hillary Clinton, the ramifications of the Bernie Sanders socialist movement. Well, y'all getting socialist right now. You got what you wanted. Applause, applause, applause to the Democrats who wanted socialists in America, who wanted America infested, who wanted America sick. Applause, applause to the Democrats who wanted to put us in a disposition of allowing illegal immigrants and labor laws and rights taken away from America and giving everything to China. And now look where we at. Applause to you who didn't want to put the front line out there, who didn't want to put the border wall up there, who didn't want to stop contamination and stop the immigrants and the illegal immigrants and changing the bad immigration laws, which President Trump tried to do in 2017. Applause to you, because now you're dying. All you people, you're dying. Your children are dying. Your neighbors are dying. You elected officials who sat back and were so anti-Trump and so anti-government and treasonous to this country. This is not President Trump's fault. This is your fault for not being responsible and having all these foreign people come in this country flooding back and forth like going to McDonald's and Jack in the Box on a Tuesday morning. I am so sick of people not understanding basic politics. I know many of you guys are not prolific in understanding the terminology of politics and the confusion that you hear from these fake news columnists like CNN. But if you take your time and you watch your own people's news like me and feel from the advice show, and there's so many who are out there, Afro Synergy News and so many people out there, we don't always agree. And sometimes our messages may linger a little different than most, but we try to do one thing and save you. We try to do two things, inform you. And we try to do three things, keep you alive and keep you Black family first. Because if we continue to listen to the progressive colonists, we're going to have white, liberal, progressive, crazy white women. Shout out to the crazy white women who like to target Black women and make us anti-Black and anti-Black man, having us hate our own people. Hatred does not move a nation of people forward of any ethnic background. Let me say that again. Hatred does not move a nation of people forward. And if you want to talk about people moving forward, how can we move forward when we're not conscious of the real pain of the communities and what go on? But now we got ankle bracelets and everything else popping up on the scene. So, I mean, I'm asking you, when are we going to start having common sense? When are we going to start waking up to the fact that there are news watchers out there who are committing crimes, and the colonist newsmakers, see? Not today, colonists. The colonist newsmakers are out there and they're performing and promoting wrong information. And we want to promote you right information, because the right information keeps your head high and your mind sound. So let me help you go through some things. I brought some cleaning utensils. I want to talk about cleaning, making a mask, and different types of masks, because it may possibly be, I'm gonna say may because I get criticized if I say it will be, but I honestly believe it will be mandatory. So it may or will be mandatory. And if that's the case, you need to be prepared. If you can't afford to buy the mask, I did this mask video yesterday. I'm gonna go over it again today. This particular mask I bought online. It's called Vent. I'm going to show it again. For those who were not here yesterday, this is called Vent. It's made in America. This is the mask I wore. I don't get a dime for promoting this mask. So don't call me talking about you getting something for helping these people. Yeah, I'm helping Black people. If you look at that, it says made in America. You see that? There's different types of masks. This particular mask that you see here is for breathing and like for bikers. It's a workout mask. I wanted to buy a mask that I could utilize again in the future. I don't want to buy these medical masks which you just throw away. But I'm gonna start with a mask that can cost you $60 to $70 to $1. I'm gonna show you a $1 mask that will last you for life, possibly for life. So let's start with this mask. So this mask is called Vent. I wore it again, and I got makeup in it, but it's easy to clean. You just take you some alcohol, and I put my alcohol in my spray bottle. Now I have different ways of spraying. Look for my small spray bottle over here. I forgot it again. Okay, so this is the bigger bottle. You see that? I spray the bottle on the inside, and I wipe it out, and then I spray the bottle on the outside and around. I have a contamination room in my home, in one of the bathrooms. I encourage you to set up a room, and number one, you need to have what? Alcohol. Get you some alcohol. Now, if you've been following me and subscribing, I told you in January to get you some alcohol. I told you, I had showed you online. I went to Amazon and bought a case of alcohol for my family and got it all to them. And they listen to me because they don't. They're going to hear Shaquita. They don't want to deal with Shaquita. Trust me, being a mother of 3 sons who are grown, who have strong personality, honey, Shaquita still rules. Anyway, the alcohol cannot be under 60%. If you go to the CDC, they will tell you under 60% is not good. It should be 70 to 100 to 90. If you can get 90, you're doing good. Unfortunately, I got 70, but that still works. I put it in my spray bottle. I spray my house. I'm like an alcoholic, rubbing alcohol. Anyway, and cleaning stuff. I also believe you should have a box of gloves by the door. Now, you might can't afford to go and buy gloves. You say, Shirley, I can't afford to go buy gloves and throw them away. Take these gloves, leave them on, and wash your hands. Let me tell you, washing your hands is what's priority. It's more priority than you making sanitizers. I have a small sanitizer, and I'm not going to go get it because I left it in the other room. But, I have the small bottles that I made, and I showed you how to make those bottles. Another thing, soap. Soap like this. No. Don't buy soap like this. No tea, no shade. Don't buy soap like this. Let me tell you why. See how I'm shaking this? This is half water. And then when you use this soap, let me show you. You see that? That's foam. That ain't no soap. That's soap foam. And you wash your hands and it's foaming. You need to make sure your hands are clean, honey. To me, that's okay, but that's not real soap. Body gels. You need soap. Y'all ain't liking these times. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't wear fake nails. Take your nails off, cut them. Because underneath your nails, you can get coronavirus. So start looking at your nails and say, goodbye, diva. It's over. Take all that acrylic off. If he don't love you just because of you and they ain't loving you for your nails, you should never be with them. You're gonna recycle some people out of your life. Now's the time to do it. So the nail situation. Clean the nails, cut them off, keep them simple. The foam soap situation. Don't buy it. I'll tell you what to buy. I'm going to put all the stuff down below. So after this video, I'm going to put it down below. Now, the soap you should buy is a soap shop, and it is called Pure Shea Soap. This is a brother. Remember, I'm African American. I believe that we need to help Black businesses. So let me put this out here so y'all can see this. Woo. Can you see that? Can you see that? This is their leave-in conditioner, but they also have shea butter. But the leave-in conditioner is for the hair, but I want to show you the brand. Pure Shea, the Pure Shea store. Okay, what's their website? Is it on here? They're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So go there. He put everything but the website's name, but I'm sure it's called Pure Store Pure Shea. Okay, so they sell shea butter and they sell soap. Let me show you the soap. Now this is important. Don't leave because you'll say this is stupid. It'll make no sense. Certain soaps have certain levels to remove from your body. This is an oatmeal. I want you to see that. See the oatmeal's in it? This is oatmeal. This is oatmeal. An oatmeal soap bar that is very heavy. Now, when I showed you my videos before, when I washed my hands, they got super clean. He also sells black soap. Now, black people would tell each other, for those who are white and watching my show, this will not make you my color. But don't ask me them stupid questions. But the black soap is supposed to be the better soap to have. So go buy you some black soap at that site. They're out of Baltimore. The brother used to be at the Lexington market. I talked to him this year and he moved. Now, how did I end up getting so much? I got a lot of this soap. I had soap prior to this pandemic. And the reason why I buy his soap, because I'll go and buy about $200-300 worth of soaps and lotions from him prior to the end of the year, because I'm very meticulous about what I wear, put on my body. I want to show you some other stuff this man makes. I don't get a dime. So don't tell me, oh, you're trying to promote this man. I'm trying to save your life. Trying to save your life, so don't criticize me. He's got hair products, beautiful stuff. He's got body washes. He's got peppermint body washes. Okay, you can convert this into a spray bottle and spray that and spray the water, wash your hands, and then spray your alcohol. Keep your body and yourself clean with your soaps and with your mask. This particular mask, like I told you, it comes with a vent. They have, let me show you. You see that? You see that? Can you see that? Okay, some people saying yes. This particular mask has these vents that go inside. They go inside like that. And they filter out. And I'm going to give you a code in a second to save you some money. So hold on. I'm going to give you a code before y'all start hopping over there buying. I don't get a dime, but I'm going to save you 20% if you listen to my video. I'm going to save you 20% before they take that code down, because it's an old code and you know how them codes be changing. And then there's a band that goes over the head. Okay, so there's this band, this training band, because this is not made for the disease. This is made to keep you so that you can breathe. And I strongly recommend you read the information, because I'm not a specialist on health and nutrition. I'm not a specialist. So I ask that you do your homework. And before you decide to purchase any of these things, I'm recommending that you seek a doctor or professionals. Okay, so I'm not a specialist. But you can see it's a filter mask for workouts and making life easier for you. When I wear my mask, I work in conjunction with my oils. Excuse me. My favorite oil. You see that? Write that down. I'm going to give you a link. So just be patient. I'm going to put all the links. You can help me out by purchasing this through me. See, doTERRA. And then I take a little of this a little of it, just a touch. I almost really don't. You can shake it all out, but I don't do that. I literally take about that much. See that much? That much. And I put it right around the edges of my mask. And then I rub it in, because I like the way it smells and I breathe. Oh, it's the wrong way. This way. I put my mask on. Oh, and it smells fresh. And it changes my mood swing, because there's a lot of people of us who we're depressed right now. So I want to provide you information regarding that. Let me show you this mask. Let me show you another video. Hold on. That's not it. That's not it. I'm having fun. I can't remember which one it is. So this one, no. That's it, but I'm doing, okay, hold on. I'm all out of order. Here we go.
Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. Set me free and give me death. There ain't no other choices. When I lay down and go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man. Is you fake or loyal? Why no water? Death is sign of baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real, my lips above them all sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again. Looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come.
Here we come, people. Here we come. The intensity of knowing who we are as a nation of people. Now, let me show you the video that shows you what mask I just showed you, because what I showed you before I start this mask. This mask that I showed you has to do with your breathing, and there's filters inside for working out. That mask you just saw was called the workout mask, which is this mask right here. This is the mask that's different than this mask right here. There's two different types of masks. I don't get a dime, so don't start telling me, Shirley, you promote. I'm trying to save my own people. Now, I knew this pandemic is going to get worse. And for those who've been following me, I've been telling you to be prepared. So I've been preparing ahead of time. It is not mandated. It's voluntary, but eventually that's going to change. I'm not going to pull this apart because this is actually a gift for another one of my family members. I got to get it to them. But this is this mask. This is what it looked like. And I'm going to show it with the whole thing open. But let's watch the video of the unboxing of this mask. So this particular mask, what it is, it's a workout mask. And the interesting part is when you work out, because we can't get outside anyway, we have to try to get that same intensity to keep our body revved up and keep ourselves and our lungs healthy and strong. And it's hard to do that inside the house when they're having this pandemic and we're told to stay home. So the way we take this to the next level is by not only two things that we can do: wear this mask to protect us from the pandemic, but also practice wearing this mask when working out, because there's different things that are in the mask that allow you to do things when wearing it. So I ask you to do your own homework when purchasing this mask. Again, I'm not a specialist. It's easy. See that inside area? And it's made in America. It's not made in China. They say they're made in America, and I got mine in 2 days. I got mine in 2 days, and they're limiting now the amount you can purchase, because I'm sure that they're getting flooded with people purchasing masks now. And now that the President Trump has said, you got to wear masks, they're being flooded right now. So I just want to show you, when you open up this mask, because I want to show you the different types of masks that will help you. It's basically has that rubber cover like the other one, but the difference about this one, this is more of an intensity mask for those who like to work out. So the one I showed you earlier has the filter, but this one's a little different. This particular mask has it so that you can have it so that you work out. It's important that you know how to work out, and it's a workout mask. Again, like I told you, this is a family member gift. I love the way this one looked. I think they'll be happy when they get it. This one has a gold cover. My kids are DC and Marvel comic fan members, so you know, make it fun for yourself. Try to say, hey, I'm a superhero. You know, you're wearing the mask. You're not walking around with a towel on your head. Now, the governor of California and the mayor of California have told people that you can wear a paper over your face or a cloth. So I'm going to show you the cloth method versus the mask method. And the reason why I want to show you the cloth method, hold on a second. The reason I want to show you the cloth method, because many of you guys say, I don't have a lot of money. I can't spend $60, $70 on a mask. And I respect that. So I want to help you out and making America great again, because you're an American that needs to be made again. I want to show you the mask, the cloth that you can have. So what I did was, I've told you guys before, go to Walmart or Target, Walmart basically, or a fabric store. Now, it's hard to find stuff open, but I think Walmarts are still open. So that's why I said Walmart, because Walmart has markets and they allow that, but I don't think fabric stores are open. Take you a piece of fabric. Now, I think this is a yard. Now, I have normally worn this this cloth for a head wrap, or I might wear this for when I go outside as a shawl, or I might wear this for like covering myself like this. So now I'm using it for a mask. Now, you can cut this probably and get you about 6 masks out of it, but I need to make it versatile, because I'm not going to use it as a mask, because I prepared, like the women with the oil in the lamp. I was prepared, and I got my mask, and I got my oils. Like I said, peppermint oil. Let me show that again. So what I did was take this cloth, and I like it to smell fresh. And I took a different oil. I took my, which one I got here? I took my lemongrass oil. See lemongrass? Let me put that so you can see that. I took my lemongrass oil, and this is a stronger one. Be careful, but the clove oil. And another one of my favorite oils is my rose oil. See my rose oil? And I'm going to give you all the links down below. So use the links. Help the sister out. And what I did was I took this mask and I'm going to fold it and roll it. And I'm going to get it so it's more like, it's like this. See this right here? See if I can do this on camera right, like how I did. You see this right here? How I did this and I did this. I took it and I tied it behind. Now, remember yesterday I told you, get it over, don't keep it off the nose. Get it over the nose and under. You're going to look like a ninja, like one of the people from them countries. And you get it real tight, because when you move, it loosens, right? And you're trying not to touch any more of this once you're out in the atmosphere. And then I took it and I did this, see? And I crossed it in like that. And I took it behind, looking like a Taliban. But I'm trying to save you. Don't laugh. I'm trying to save you. And then I got most of my face covered in this. Now, this is stretch material. Now, you can see my neck is mostly covered. My neck is covered. And then I have my glasses. That's it. You got it right there. This is your homemade mask. It's about $2-3 for a yard. All you need to make sure is that you have a stretch piece of fabric. One stretch piece of fabric. Now, next thing you got to do, don't have no skin out. Put you some pants on. Don't be trying to look cute with heels, a skirt, and a dress. Them days are kind of put aside, ladies. Put it aside. And get you a nice long jacket. Okay, I'm going to put this jacket on so that you can see. Take this jacket, and if you want, you can go to the next level. Cover yourself up. Take it to the next level. I'm going to take it to the next level now. I can still see you. I'm taking it to the next level. Looking like the Black Mummy. I'm going to zip it up. After you zip it up, see if I can zip it up. Okay. I'm going to zip it up and go to the next level. That's the next level, okay? That's the next level. Now, I have no skin out. And then, you know, I put the gloves on. I ain't got my gloves on. But this is covered, see? This is covered. You didn't spend no $60. Don't do no paper mask. Okay? I got several layers. Y'all see that? All right, let me untie myself. So, woo, looking like the Taliban. Woo. Can I breathe? Yes. But I'm not trying to do all that breathing. Now, look, I got thick layers. See how many layers? Because if I unroll this in front of you so that you can, hold on, let me do it over here. If I unroll this, you see, I can see through there. But if I take that piece of lint out, and again, I can take my rose oil because I like the way it smells, and I can roll. It comes in a roller. See, I roll that all on there. My rose oil. See my rose oil? I use the rose oil because I got to keep sure I don't get depressed because this is some depressing stuff we in, right? We all kind of look down. I want to encourage you not to be depressed. Put a little fresh. It's a nice natural oil. These are all Duthiers. Natural oils. They're not like perfume. It's not a perfume where you smell like a woman. Okay, now you take that like I told you. That's one fold. You got that one fold. You see I just flipped it over. I'm gonna flip it over again. That's two, and then I might do 3. That's it. And make it nice and tight. And then once you get that initial tight, then you pull it and stretch it. It needs to be stretch fabric. So if you can find some stretch fabric, you don't need it this long, but as you can see, I went up, I went around, and I could have probably had maybe half a yard or less. But what you need to do is do that. Now, when you're done, listen, when you're done with this mask that you made, you take this mask, you get home, You take it, and you drop it in the washing machine, in a basket. You find you a nice little basket and you put it in the basket. So you have part of your house, you have maybe these things hanging for your family members when they go out, when you have to go out, or if you have to go out. And the other side is where the basket is. And in that basket, you have to know that's the ones nobody touched, and you wash so that you can recycle these. And then when you come home, you decontaminate yourself, including your glasses. That's another thing. We tend to touch our face in our glasses. Decontaminate your glasses with your alcohol. All I did was take the alcohol, put some drops of my special oils, in the alcohol for fragrance and health purposes, okay? Makes me feel good and I like it done. And then I go ahead and I clean all that down. So hopefully that gave you some pretty good tips on what's going on with that. Let's go to the family real quick before we change to the next part of our show. I really appreciate Carol. Thank you so much for coming in and moderating. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for the donations. Real money's in the house. I love me some real money because he always keeps it real. Thank you guys so much. Melvin's out there. I appreciate you. The African Diaspora Channel. Oh my God. Shout out to Phil Scott. You know I love me some Phil. That's some sweet piece of chocolate right there. I love that brother. That's my baby brother. I love him. He's smart. He's intelligent. He's confident. If you are not watching the African Diaspora Channel, let me say it again. Phil mentioned the black soap. This is what he said. For those who just may chimed in, you're watching Shirley's World. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and click that donation button to make a donation. Also, I've got my Cash App. You can make a donation on that. But I'm also going to put the links to where you can buy these products, which I don't get a dime. But I want to save my people, my friends, and my family. Black soap, he says, does everything and use it for everything. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate your insight and your support on the show. The bottom line is if we communicate with each other, we have clear understanding. When we do not communicate and when we do not make a message of understanding, like CNN, the Colonist News, let me take this off. I'm getting hot now. The Colonist News Channel. Urban Game Changers, I want you to keep it real. We can't listen to the colonist channels because the more we listen to the colonist channels, the more we realize we're going to be having ankle bracelets and we won't be wearing masks and we won't be staying home. We'll be driving across state lines and we will be put in jail. And that is not what we want for our family. Put yourself in house arrest. Entertain yourself. Watch my show. Watch my previous shows. Watch the African Diaspora Channel. Watch T. West from Afro Synergy News. There's a lot of great channels. Vicki Dillard. Watch those people. Watch them. There's some courageous people out there. And even though we all don't agree, but we all have a message we're trying to convey to you. Yvette Cornell and Tariq. Watch those people. Because I think that the more we communicate and kind of create a clarity in Art Nouveau from the Art. I love him. He does drawings, and when he talks, make sure you watch his channel as well. There's many people who I love out there in the social media YouTube channel world, because if we're going to listen to the Colonist News while we're under house arrest, we're going to have problems, family. We're going to have problems. Well, I want to mention something that happened today that was unfortunate but sad, but I want to commemorate a man, and his name was Bill Withers. For those who don't remember Bill Withers, he wrote the song Lean on Me and Grandma, and he had so many amazing songs. And I wanted you to hear a tribute that they had to him so that we can have a clarity about what's going on with our own people and great people who made a difference and changed our lives. Hold on, let me see. La. Did I do it right? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, people. Let's hear about this amazing man, Bill Withers.
Some other news that we want to share to you before we hit a break. Really, really sad news. R&B legend Bill Withers has passed away. CBS News confirming that Bill Withers has died. Of course, Anne-Marie, you're in Philadelphia. Bill Withers, popular, across the country. But the sound that Bill Withers brought to the world it was one that cannot be equaled. So many great, wonderful songs. Of course, Use Me and Ain't No Sunshine and Happy Day and Lovely Day. Grandma's Hands. There's just so many songs. Yeah, Lovely Day. Yeah.
Lovely Day. Ooh.
Just one of the greats, and we're so sad. We just confirmed it in CBS News, so we don't have a lot of editorial, but so I'm just going off of my own knowledge and my own love of Bill Withers, that incredible voice that he had, that so many people have tried to replicate. So many artists have looked to Bill Withers for inspiration in their delivery of his style of delivery, his vocals, which is unparalleled and now silent forever.
So, Vlad, we should point out that his family did release a statement that's according to some other reports, and they talked about how much he valued his privacy. He was 81 years old, so they didn't give a lot of detail. In fact, they gave no detail about why he died. And I know in the midst of this whole coronavirus situation, and we've talked about the vulnerability of older people, we really don't know we do not know what the cause of death was. His family statement does not reveal any of that information, but we do know that he was 81 and he passed away with his family near him.
Yeah.
So I want to say shout out to Bill Withers and his family. He was an amazing singer, performer, entertainer, writer, producer, advocate for real music in an era where we don't have real music. In an era today where I'm so sick of the auto-tune people. I'm so sick of the people who have to put all these fronts on and take half their clothes off and wear leotards every time they sing. They got to wear that leotard. They got to wear that bathing suit. And if you want a good glass of cognac, if you want some amazing wine, if you want to know what clarity and pure, heartfelt music is and was, then you need to go find you a good Bill Withers album. Just sit down, get you some nice smooth candles, just chill back and listen to the pain, listen to the truth, listen to the voice. Because so many people in our community were influenced by this man and didn't know if he was still alive. You'll say, that man was still alive, when you realize a lot of songs that you were listening to was Bill Withers. And I appreciate Bill Withers and what he did for his contribution and with Clarence Avant's producing and bringing him out to the world. Real money. Thank you again so much for your money. You guys don't realize I don't do this. I don't make no money doing this, but I make it with real money and people like you. You guys make a decision and bringing good news and real ideas to the forefront so that I can do my due diligence and helping you realize that we have to contribute to the community. The more we contribute to the community, the more we can deal with the anguish and the pain of what is happening. The news that's on the front line, that's forward thinking, and what is affecting us in ways that we may not know about because it's not a popular situation or it's not a progressive liberal agenda situation, because the more they push to the forefront, the more we fail. I want to talk back about coronavirus and paper. Now, here's a magazine. Here's a magazine that I get. And I want to show you with this magazine, when I get my magazines now, you may think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, but you saw that black man said he's passed away, right? Okay. You should spray all your mail. I said this on my last show. For those who might be watching now, make sure you spray your mail, because if you don't spray your mail and your magazines, and then you can get them and then you can wipe them down. You can wipe them down. It's okay. You can wipe them down. Just wipe them down. You can wipe them down. And if you wipe them down, you will be able to read them and feel pretty safe. And then after using them, you can still just say, you know what, just for case, after watching them, do your hands, because it's open paper. Some magazines are in plastic bags, plastic containers, so people feel a little bit more safe. News, money. If you get money in your pocket, cash, you should spray your cash. You should spray your money and also wash your hands when dealing with money. Again, your nails, another issue. I know I'm being redundant, but it's important because many people don't watch my shows. And I'll say it before, and maybe something you heard and you go, oh, I didn't hear that, or oh, I didn't think that through. But that's important. Another thing in the news, you guys remember In Vogue? How many of you guys remember In Vogue? Put the thumbs up. Can I hear somebody out there tell me Black Family First and put BF1, BF1? I need to see BF1 right now. 1, 2, 3, start typing BF1 into the chat rooms. If I can hear Judy and Real Money, I'll just do BF1. For those who don't know, BF1, I'm going to tell you what it means. BF1, everybody in Facebook, my Facebook family, if you could just go ahead and type out BF1, BF1, BF1 on your phone. I need to see some BF1s. Who knows what BF1 is? BF1 is Black Family First. The Black family, if you're Black and African American in this country, it is not about liberal progressive Black women or Black men who are strong and incarcerated men or LGBT or TFKFY or KFC fried chicken. It is about the family working as a unit, congruently understanding legislation, guidelines that are going on within this country. And the more we support African Diaspora Channel and my channel and the Urban Game Changers family and Willie Larson from the Willie Larson from the Willie Larson Show, there's many of us who are in our urban communities. And like that man said, who was a bus driver, he said, people forget the bus drivers. People forget the people in the grocery stores and the markets and people working and serving you hamburgers and hot dogs and serving you meat from the markets. Those are frontline people, and they come in contact with more people right now than anyone else in the world. Why? Because we are in a pandemic and most of us are staying home. So we want to be conscious and being where we're at. Lovely Day was definitely one of his favorite songs, one of my favorite songs, Andrew. I totally agree with you. And we got to keep it 100. But I want Black Family First. Thank you so much, Republicans, and thank you so much, Real Money, and thank you so much, Kara and Dimitri. I thank you so much. Black Family First. Yes, we need to have a Black Family First. Thank you, Carolyn, for moderating for me. For I really appreciate that. Your time and your energy is truly loved and appreciated. Moving on, we have a story on In Vogue. I want to tell you something about In Vogue, Black community. What's going on? Because we know mood swings and energies that are out there, it affects us. So I want to share with you something that's going on with In Vogue you may not know about. For those who are of the age of In Vogue and remember In Vogue, I want to share this with you. So let me let you know that they are celebrating their 30th year expansion edition. 30 years they have been in place. Can you believe that? Let's hear a little bit of them.
He's my mover. He's my mover. He's my mover. He's my mover. He's my mover.
Hey, so if you have a chance, support these sisters. They've been around for a long time. And I think it's time that we wake up that financially, economically, we're hurting right now. But if we just kind of sit back, we're quarantined anywhere. We can't go nowhere, right? We're quarantined anywhere. And I want us to remember your mood and your energy can affect the outcome of your health. And we must stay healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically. And the only way you can stay healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically is music adds to that. So try to find words and encouragement songs that move you into the direction of being a forward thinker and a planner of your life. Shout out to In Vogue and their anniversary of 30 years of singing amazing women. And remember, mood swings in your health. This is why I promoted the oils so that you can see. And these are just some of the ones that I use. And I will put the link down below because they are the purest quality and you can research them out. I'm not going to promote cheap stuff. So I'm trying to find you things that are within your budget that you can pay for. And like I told you, I take my rose oil. I love my rose oil. You got to get the rose oil. I love the rose oil. You take that rose oil and you just go ahead and you put it within the cloth. And I'm going to give you discounts. I'm going to give you some discounts at the end of this video of what is out there right now. And then like I told you, you use it over your mouth. Let's talk about money. Moving to the next segment. Money right now, as you know, the PPP loans are out there. These are loan programs that President Trump's going to announce today. I was on a White House call today where they talked about, that call was on, hour and a half long. And I can't wait to do that show tomorrow. I'm not going to do everything today, but I am going to do a show where I'm going to break down the different types of loans, because there are grants regarding this disaster, coronavirus. There is loans, business loans, SBA loans, and there are forgiveness loans. So the forgiveness and the grants, my people, I need you to pay attention. Listen, 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 listen. Don't leave me. Listen, listen. The forgiveness and the grant loans are the ones you don't have to pay back. Holla. So, but you want to make sure that you qualify. You can't just think somebody's going to cut you a check to be cutting you a check. But there are people, there's different levels. My son Douglas is going to do a video because he works for himself and he works with his mom, and we have a family business. And so he's going to talk about for those who are independent contractors. If you don't work a 9-to-5 and you're an independent contractor, you can get a check. As you know, they're also giving a stimulus package checks. So there's a lot of money floating, and many people say, well, where do I start first? How do I get the money? Does it apply to me? I applied for the SBA loan and I got denied. And how do I get FEMA? There's a lot of yin and yang. So I'm trying to put my notes together with my team, and Flagship and I will be working together on that show. And then when we come with it, we're going to come straight. We're going to come hard. We're going to come with facts. And we're going to refer to the White House so that you know that the White House is where you need to go to get this information, and also that you need to go to COVID-19 and see what's going on. And let me show you another website I want to refer you to, because, again, knowledge is power. Knowledge, write that down, is power. And if you don't have the knowledge and you watching the fake news, colonist news, CNN, you ain't going to know the real truth. The news you should go to, honestly, you should always, maybe once a week, go to this website. What is this website? whitehouse.gov. Then you know the guidelines. You click here what the president's guidelines are. He has them up. Then how you can download the guidelines, and then you take a marker and you go ahead and you start highlighting the things that you want within the guidelines. That's what you need to do. And if you say, I don't know where to get information regarding the coronavirus, listen, scroll right over here and right there. There you go. Coronavirus. Coronavirus.gov. What are the symptoms? Who's at risk? What is social distancing? And frequently asked questions. Now, yesterday I focused more on the government level and showed you some examples of different states and how they have different rulings. I just showed you Kentucky that is asking, for those who might just came in, you have to wear monitors on your feet. That is not from President Trump. Let's get some clarity. That's from the state level. So there's no confusion. What we're doing here is showing you what the feds are saying that is voluntary, but we know from the state level, they're making it more of a mandate era. You click here, you go to CDC. See how I click there? Guys, if watching, take notes. And then you can read how to wash elderly people. If you've got elderly people in your community, I told you earlier, I'm going to say it again. There are people who are picking up groceries for elderly people, charging them $70. That's some wrong crap right there, people. I think that's wrong. If Black people, you guys want some money, go to your church leaders and ask them for the list of the name of the elderly in the church, and make a list of things you can pick up for them, and ask them, tell them, hey, can you pay me some money? And say, I charge $25 to go out, pick up your groceries and bring them to you. And say, I'll do it every week. And then you get a letter from your pastor, or you just provide information from the person you're going to saying, this person works for me. The elderly person says, yes, she does pick up groceries. And then you get your butt right back in the house. So if you're bold enough to go out and wrap yourself up, I showed you how to wrap yourself up. You can do the same thing, get prepared, and get out there. And if you can help some of the elderly people, because they're not able to get out and be part of the delivering service. How to clean and disinfect. I gave you my tips. But I want to show you that they do have special tips online from the CDC.gov. See, this information's all in place, family. Don't go watch the Colonist News. The Colonist News is kind of saying that the White House is confusing. He won't wear a mask. His message is not clear. I mean, how much common sense do you have to have? Because they don't have it. This White House has been very clear. Make America Great Again is in the move. We are in motion and we're making it happen. Things that shouldn't be known is there's some scams out there. There's some phone scams for COVID-19. So if people are calling you, watch out for those scams. Also, there's some testing site scams that are out there. I saw some people posting about people in certain towns are saying, come up and pay $240 to be tested. You do not have to pay to be tested. It's free. So if you hear those scams or people saying you have to pay to be tested, that's a lie. If you get phone scams scaring you, because this is already a very fearful situation, but I want to encourage you. This is a video to encourage you and share with you just knowledge to move you forward and be encouraged, not to sit back and judge people and throw stones of who and where it came from. Let's not focus on that right now, family. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on things that are going to keep us alive, because God knows they've been trying to take us out for decades. Okay, the difference between Ebola. They keep trying to bring back Ebola and talk about it. The White House provides clarity on that. Okay, all the CDC and the 24-hour contact information. You're not feeling right, CDC will get those people out to you, and there'll be people touching and talking to you. The budget and funding. Let's talk about money. You know, we all like money. Let's talk about the budget and funding. See, this is right here. Again, I started from the White House website. I clicked on one thing. You take this video, slow it down, and watch it again, and just follow all my steps and share the video. See how it talks about the budget and the plan and the operations, that the money that'll be available. Grants.gov. Right here, you got the grants, and you can go get them grants. I clicked on that and look. Grants for COVID. We're going to talk all about this tomorrow, though. But I want to let you know, see, I have the knowledge, and I will share the information for those who will take the time and be patient with me. But don't listen to these white colonists. And I'm telling you, the real truth of the matter is you will have to probably be mandated by your state, not by the federal government, to wear a mask. You should buy one now before you're no longer able to find them, because God knows it's hard to find alcohol. Let me show you what one of our people are saying right now. You guys know Marco Rubio. He has his input on this whole money situation with the banks that we need to know about. Listen.
You know, as I seem to recall, in 2008, 2 years before I got to the Senate, when the big banks almost collapsed our national economy, they came to Washington, D.C., and they asked for over $400 billion, which they got, of the taxpayers' money to bail them out after they had made major mistakes that created that catastrophe. Well, now, 12 years later, the nation is facing a catastrophe. And we're paying you to help provide government funds, not your money, government money, to small businesses. And I'm reading that some of the big banks, not all, but some, are creating all these crazy restrictions about you don't just have to have a small business account with them. You might also have to have a credit card. So let me just say this as nicely as I possibly can. Please don't be a bunch of jerks, okay? When you needed the country to help you, they did. Now the country needs you to help them. And we're paying you to do it. And it's the government's money. It's the taxpayers' money. So let's all do our part, please. You know, as I seem to recall in 2000.
Now, what is he talking about? You guys remember that bank that when the bank said, hey, we the PPP loan. Make sure you guys see this is trending right now. The money, the federal money, the government's that's going to be out there. We're going to do a really strong breakdown of it. He's complaining about how Bank of America and a lot of these people are saying you don't qualify. We have some more restricted guidelines. Marco Rubio, God bless you, because he's basically saying stop playing games. Y'all know we gave you the money in 2008, and now you have the money now, and now you're hoarding. You're hoarding, like I called out some of those ministers who keep talking about you better tithe. And we hurting. We've been tithing for years, Kenneth Copeland and the rest of you. It's time that you open a storehouse. It's time that you open a storehouse. Yes, I said it. All you Christians out there and you ministers asking for more money, driving Lear jets and 2020 brand new cars and high-end lifestyle, you need to open up the storehouse. You need to liquidate some of the assets of the church paid by the people and start thinking about the elderly and getting together with your seniors and your deacons and start coming up with a plan of action, because this ain't going away. President Trump says in April. I don't think it's going to be gone in April. But going back to the lending situation with the PPP loans, Marco Rubio is absolutely correct. American people, we bailed out under Obama, who gave all that money out to his friends under Obama, who bailed out the system right at the end of the Bush term, out to the banks and not the people. And we were pissed. I was pissed. I did videos for those who have been following me for a long time. I was not happy. I was not happy with how that money was allocated and the earmarks that they had been used to playing the games with. And then when Trump came in, I did a video on earmarks. I did a video on earmarks and how how they continue to play games with the American people, these congressional leaders, and creating legislation that's not in our best interests. And then they give money to everybody else. But when we say, okay, we're going to give the big people money so that they're supposed to what? Trickle down. Excuse me. The money's supposed to trickle down from the banks, right? To the people. And that didn't even happen. So now the government is bypassing the big businesses. Remember, these loans we're going to talk about tomorrow are for people who have businesses of employees of under 500. So the liberals and Nancy Pelosi and here we are, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, who keeps talking about the Republicans are about the big people and the big money and the big business. Here's a president making it very clear there are loans that are going to be out there, grants that are going to be out there, forgiveness loans for under 500 employees or less. We're going to do that video tomorrow. But what he is saying right now is he's making a plea to the banks and saying, you have the money. We are granting you the money. This president is granting you the money. Send the money, allow the money to be given to the people. I will say this. Thank God for Ben Carson, because I believe under the regime of Ben Carson, you're not going to have the same type of buffoonery that you had who was ever leading a small business loan and a small business administration. Oh, I wanted to show you something. Back to the money. I know I'm supposed to talk about it tomorrow, but it's in my head, so I'm just going to get it out. CBC, remember I showed you that. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. Again, this is on the coronavirus website. Take your mouse, click here, and that is FEMA. Okay, so many of you guys have tried to apply for small business loans and you still need a disaster relief. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, but when you can take your time and jump ahead of the game for those who are advanced students to this class, my advanced watchers and advanced students, please come back, watch this video and do some due diligence and start reading on this. So when we talk tomorrow in the chat room, if you've got knowledge, I would love to have you come in and share what you've learned, because the mass information that's out there is a lot. And as you know, I am only one person. Flagship is only one person. There's so many of us that are doing our due diligence and trying to provide a good show tomorrow on information. But just to let you know, FEMA is disaster relief money for what you're going through and how it helps and how they're responding with COVID-19. This is what they're saying on the website, the rumors. Again, there are people out there setting up fake testing centers and charging. It is free to be tested, and there are fake calls. Don't take the call. So I want to provide the fake versus the real. Also, we're going to have a special guest tomorrow. Pastor Stephen Broden will be coming on. He's in Dallas, Texas. There's some things going on with the state troopers. I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm not going to mention it today, but I'm just going to let you know you should be concerned, Texas, because the state troopers are on alert and you might be on their watch list. And these are not made up stories. These are people on boots on the ground. Again, many of you guys watch these fake news and you watch these big news channels, and I get calls, emails, fax all the time of people, rarely fax, but at least emails and calls and texts and information and messaging for many of you out there who are kind enough to share. And then I have to do my due diligence before I even share that information, just to make sure it's verified and that it's true. But it's coming from the frontline people like that brother mentioned earlier, the bus drivers and everyone else. the Disaster Act and what it consists of and the money that goes along with it. You need to know that. You need to know that. So if you're an advanced watcher and a supporter of the Shirley Husar Show, please do your due diligence and go back and watch the segment of the video so that we can move forward. Let's see who's out there. See, Carol is making some statements out there. Yes, you can start getting your grants. You know, a lot of you guys think you have to be some big time person to get money right now. The forgiveness loan, you know, the checks that are coming out. And from my understanding, for those who filed taxes of 2018 and 19, the checks will automatically come to you. So wherever you filed your taxes and whatever the address you lived at that time, you should be receiving those checks. I know that they are starting to process the SBA loans on the 3rd, which is, what is that, today or yesterday? I've got my days mixed up, somebody type it in. But after the 3rd of April, I know that they're processing. The White House call that I was on today had a lot of different loans, which I'll go through tomorrow. But as they put these allocated structures in place, they are still new, they are still fresh, and they are still getting them out there. So as they get out there, I want to make sure our people and our family know about it immediately. And if you're a follower and supporter of me, I'm going to let you know immediately because I get it from the direct source. And I don't get it from like just CNN and Fox News. I was a delegate and surrogate for President Trump for 2016. I am now an advocate. I am not a delegate for the state. I'm not a surrogate. I am an advocate for this president. And if they still put me down as a surrogate, I'll probably say I am that too. But I am an advocate and a supporter for this president. Unlike the millennials who are blacks for Trumps, who are like cheerleaders on the front line, God bless them, and I'm not criticizing them. What you will find from me and those who are with me is that we are more of a thorough front line for this president. We provide thorough information, may not always be agreed upon or looked upon in the same manner, but we do our best because we're volunteering. We don't get paid for doing any of this work, and we don't even always get recognized the way we're seeing other people get recognized, and that's a whole nother conversation. I had one of my people say they age discriminate with Black people, the White House. And we're trying to address some of those matters because we're finding out that we have all these millennials with hats, with red hats, at the White House, but they have no knowledge. They're basically Democrat converted Democrat to Republicans. And we're happy to have you on board, but don't bring your Democrat ways and don't expect government filtration the way you think it operates, because that's not how Republicans are. We are capitalists. We believe in small government, and we believe in more empowerment of capitalists and ideologies for the American people, by the people, for the people. And the way you know that is because you see people who are successful like to be around successful people. If you are a Democrat and you're constantly thinking somebody's going to take care of you, provide for you, socialist, progressive liberal is moving heavily within the Democrat Party to the point that I don't know if they're Democrats or they're socialists. And that's the division that you're having right now. Bernie Sanders right now is basically what? A socialist. They believe in the ideologies of, you know, the government takes care and provides and basically sets the guidelines on how much information is allocated out to you, how much food you get, the rationing of the matter. They're rationing out there. And if we're going to be with a country that allows rationing, what good is that? We don't need to ration anymore, people. What we need to do is understand that during these times, we have moved into that regime. We've moved into a rationing mode. Let me show you an article I found. I'm going to share this one with you right now, where we're in a regime of communist actions, meaning that socialism is real in America. And if you don't know what socialism is, and everybody has a different interpretation of the subject matter, I want to give you a real feel of what it is, because that is what we're in right now, the expansion of limiting stores. Now, Walmart says they're going to limit the capacity of what you can buy. They are not going to come in here. Largest retailer has basically said, okay, I can only give you so much stuff. So a lot of stores are doing this. Their supplies are getting low because you guys are hoarding. You're hoarding. You remember the other day, one of the brothers online said, Saint said, don't hoard. But guess what? The capacity and the limitations within the stores are getting there. Now, this came out 3 hours ago. And you already know in some of your stores locally, they're saying you can only get one toilet paper, one of this, one of that. Well, I don't think you realize, unfortunately, in America, we've always been able to get as much as we want. Well, guess what? Them days is done, people. We're not able to do that. We are not able to do that. Why? Because of COVID-19 and the hoarding that has taken place in the last couple of weeks, and that's a problem. And so I've got to keep it real. I got to keep it 100, and I want to make it thorough. Yeah, Herb said that one. He absolutely did, Carol. He did say that, and I'm very appreciative of him because he's always on point, and he's in the chat room, and I love you both. You guys really add a lot of value to the table. Okay, hoarding, the loans, the money, it's all there, right? We know that the money's out there, but we need to know how to get it. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. What else is that I want to share? Let me look at my notes. Hold on a second. I talked about the ankle bracelet. We got to hear about the president. Again, the president had talked, and I told you about the different masks. Okay. Let me show you the article. I'm going to go back to that ankle bracelet story one more time because I want to, I'm telling you, you know, we targets. You know that they would love to have more of us in jail. And you know, the people who have these, have the stocks in privatized prisons, everybody's stocks are down. But in particular, those who have stocks in privatized prisons, you think some of these people you walk around in your community are your friends, they're evil because they invested in privatized prisons and they're down because they don't have the same number count of arrests. Arrests are down. Crime is down. There's a lot of things are down. They're not getting it. So if they can find another way to get that arrest back up so that when we do turn the machine back on and the generator comes up and goes woo, 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 meaning that the country is on a roll and it's moving, they want to keep some of you people with them ankle bracelets. They want to keep some of you people who disobeyed the law and went out and started trying to cross state lines because I can't even get to my Texas family. I got businesses in Texas. I can't even deal with my Texas family. I am in California. And when they shut it down and when they said that they're going to fine you 14 days of quarantine on top of $1,000, some states are $25,000, I kept my black butt right here. I kept my chocolate ass right here. You know why? Because my people are targeted. And so I'm having this message to my own people, making it clear. Be careful out there. You need to be careful out here because we are a target. And if they get us back in the target bracket, when they turn the machine on, they may not let us out. Now here's Kentucky. Here's the article right here. Make sure you go to kn.com news, and they're the ones that say Kentucky's putting those ankle bracelets on you. I don't want to see us with ankle bracelets for no just reason. We're not even prisoners. We're not criminals. You didn't create no criminal. You were just trying to do the American thing and go across the country. But you have to understand that we in America have guidelines. We in America have to regime and operate under laws and regulations. And many of you have not respected this country. You don't want to make it America great again. America cannot be great when we are operating technically as people who are under authoritarianism and socialism. And liberal progressive actions that we're seeing that had to be pushed to the forefront because of the irresponsible action of Congress with immigration, illegal immigration, and migration. I'll wait. I know it's a lot. I know I say a lot. I know I've talked fast and strong, but you can watch this video again and you can share it. You can pause me and take notes and then dissect it. Because I want to make it clear to you, and I'm not getting off of reparations. Don't get it twisted. I'm still a person, very advocate for Black people who deserve reparations, descendants of slaves, the foundation of Black people who contribute to the creation of this country with the white colonists. Because the white colonists, not today white colonists, well, you have to be able to say you can deny that I am also a colonist too. I, as an African-American person, is a colonist too. But look at what this article is saying, my family. It's basically saying that you will be put on quarantine watch. You're going to be quarantine watch. I want you to think, in Louisville, Kentucky, you know how many Black people in Louisville, Kentucky? There's a lot of Black people. Shout out to my play sister, Donna McElroy, who's from Louisville, Kentucky, who's a professor at Berkeley College, who's a fabulous singer. Fabulous singer, Donna McElroy. If you guys don't follow Donna McElroy, and if you want to hear some real music, some real voice like Bill Withers, Donna McElroy, who's from Louisville, Kentucky. I love me some Donna McElroy. Make sure you guys follow her on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and look her YouTube videos up.
Louisville, Kai, Crown next star.
Kentucky courts have ordered several coronavirus patients to wear GPS ankle monitors after they refused to stay at home. Judges have ordered people who have tested positive or are suspected of having the virus to self-isolate, and those who ignore the mandate may be placed on house arrest, according to the Louisville Courier-Journal. As of Thursday evening, the fourth and most recent person ordered to wear a GPS monitor is a man who hadn't tested positive for coronavirus, but lives with a confirmed case and refused to sign a quarantine order, according to the Courier-Journal. The man's sister allegedly told health officials he leaves the home often. Another patient in Jefferson County who tested positive for coronavirus was placed on house arrest after going shopping March 21st. Court documents revealed. Under state law, officials with Louisville's public health department have the power to issue an order of isolation, which is then presented to a judge for approval. WCNC reported that corrections officers have been asked to distribute the GPS monitoring equipment to those who do not follow the order.
You might want to follow the order, people. Make America Great Again. Some of you guys have asked in the chat room, what are these pins? Well, I was at the convention. Let me take this down. I was at the convention in 2016, an advocate for President Trump. And they had pin collections, and these are limited edition pins that I gathered. And you will not find them on hats of the millennials who just came out because they were not there. So, yeah, I'm bragging because I put my time in. I want this man to be president, and he is president. And for some reason, there are people who put their time in and got forgotten. So I'm going to brag about what I did, but I'm still going to move on and be a capitalist like I am in business and work. Let's keep going. It's important to understand this virus is no joke. The government is no joke. I'm no joke. So many of you guys don't understand the severity of this. And there's different inputs and opinions on real and not real. And I'm not going to disavow or I won't say agree, or I can agree to disagree. But one thing we can do is we need to be conscious and wash our hands and hear different voices. So I want you to hear this one voice from this sister who's on the front line. She's a nurse. And let's see. Yeah, that's the one. She's a nurse and she's frustrated right now. And I'm not going to play all of it, but I'm going to speed her voice up. Hold on. Because we only have so much time. I want to speed her voice up so that you guys know what's going on.
As a medical professional, and bro, where do I start? Where do I begin? Where do I start? Where do I begin? Where do I start? Where do I begin? Where do I start? Number one, not only is the healthcare profession, man, dude, this is bullshit. It's all lies. I'm sorry to tell you, even the information that you guys are spreading around and that the healthcare field is releasing is lies, okay? It said that the coronavirus can last on a surface for 5 days. Number one, it can be killed in 80-degree heat, okay? Any virus can be killed with heat or can be shot in cold, okay? So this whole thing is bupkis, okay? It's so bupkis. I'm alarmed at what they're allowing. I'm alarmed. That perfect example. If a virus could survive outside of a host for 5 days, why does not everyone in America or in the world have AIDS? Okay, say if I lay this down. Say if this was AIDS and I left it here. There's no way I can come back and pick this up because heat's gonna kill it. Chemicals are going to kill it. Water is going to kill it. Ice is going to kill it. It's going to decimate as soon as it hits air. Do you understand me? It is going to decimate. If you apply heat, you will kill it. That's why you're supposed to wash your clothes in hot water. It kills germs. People, this is going on too far. This is going on too far, and I'm sick of it. There's no way in the world that the healthcare administration would ever keep letting this keep going on for so long. I mean, it's ridiculous. Tell me why. Let me tell you something. If this was the case, we would have diseases from prehistoric days. Do you hear me? We would have the cold of Adam and Eve. We would have the diseases of Abraham. And it doesn't. It doesn't survive. It doesn't live on. None of that. None of that. When the ice age, all that Darwinism bullshit, when all that melted, guess what melted with it? As soon as the sun hit any virus, disease, I do tell you this, fungus can live on. Fungus can grow. Fungus can get inside, grab onto your skin and not let go. Enhance, in turn, creating a ringworm. You see what I mean? That's the only thing that can latch on and stay. Okay, fungus can stay, but no. If a virus stayed around like this, everybody in the United States, in the world, would have AIDS, HIV. You would have every viral infection known to man if this was true.
Okay. I know many of you guys said, Shirley, why would you just do a whole presentation and play someone like this? Because, yeah, remember, I've got to look from every perspective and provide you information from one person's perspective to another person's perspective within the Black community. Because the Black community is out there. And we're sharing all kind of news, and there's a lot of confusion. But like I told you, I am a surrogate and an advocate for this administration, President Trump, and for the White House. And so I'm going to speak in conjunction to my own knowledge and the knowledge that you guys need to do on your own space. When it comes to this pandemic, which there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of information out there of how it was generated. I've done videos where I believe it came from Wuhan, China. And I've told you that they have a cross-pollination of cooking, serving, and killing meat all in the same area. That they have live wild stock around their meat. And we've done videos where we've talked about how these other cultures of people are not as clean as us. They don't take viruses in the same manner as us. And they play games with social warfare and chemical warfares. And people are making special things in special areas of America. And Petri dishes, we talked about Petri dishes that are out there. There are a lot of things we do not know, even those who I agree or disagree with, which I don't fully agree with this sister in some aspects of it, from a medical perspective of this is not real, this is not real. When we see the world dying, when you go to Sky News and you know the numbers, we've already showed that. I'm not going to those videos. You guys know the numbers on a global scale. Is this all made up? If that's the case, then you walk out there without that mask. If you're so anti-Trump and you believe it's all made up, I don't tell her to take that mask off. Tell her to go outside and don't wear any gloves. Tell her to go out there and just let your arms slingle. If you think it's all made up, then put yourself at risk. If you think it's all made up, then go ahead and defy the state government and get your ass arrested. Go ahead and defy the state government and have an ankle bracelet, which I just made clear they're putting ankle monitors on you. Go ahead and defy the state government and get arrested. Then when you're in jail for the next year, you'll lose your job and whatever else you couldn't maintain while you're in prison or jail. So I know everyone's got a different ideology of what is real, what is not real, things you can do to heal it, what you can't do. I'm not going to talk about the healing aspect. I'm going to talk about the prevention of keeping yourself safe, sound, and out of trouble. And that's what this video has provided you. So grant you, I respect my sister because she's in the medical field. And from what she said with the heat, I totally agree. Before this virus, I always talk to people and I said, look, I do the Korean spas. I believe in the heat method and I love peppermint. And then the Torah also has, I love the peppermint oil. And they also have an oil that's caused you to breathe. It's called Breathe. And I'm out of Breathe and I've got to order some. And of course, I told you I love my rose oil. And my frankincense, I don't have that over here, but the frankincense oil. These are not cheap oils. I don't do cheap. You only want cheap, don't watch my channel. I'm not going to show you the other ones because I did a video before showing you cheap oils that are not the best buy. These are pure, not synthetic oils, real oils that you can internally take. And I will give you the links below with that. But one thing this sister said, I do agree with, and that is heat. If you're able to put yourself in a hot environment. So I used to sit in my sauna. And I had a sauna, but right now I'm in transition between here and getting ready to do stuff in Texas. And so this pandemic has stifled my business. My sign fell. Stifled my business to the point that I'm not able to do that. But going back to the heat, I personally would encourage you, if you can afford it, to go out and buy one of those small saunas. You know, the saunas that you can buy, you can sit in. I did buy that. The box did come, and I'm going to do a video on that as well. because we're quarantined anyway. You can set it up, but you have to tear it down. We don't have a lot of space where I'm in right now. So when you get it, you can set it up and you can sit in that and let that heat dissipate and kill off anything on you. And I call that the quarantine. So that's part of the quarantine process of the alcohol. The next video I will be doing is a sauna that you can buy. Go buy it now. Again, for my advanced followers who listened to me and went ahead and bought the gloves when you could see them and got the masks when you can find them. They are advanced and you guys are good. You're good. When I told you to buy alcohol a month ago, you're good. When you got your oils, because now the one you want is On Guard, which I don't have, is out now. But I'm more of a peppermint oil girl anyway. But you're good because you've been listening to me. You've been following me. You subscribed. And your subscription and paying attention, even if you say, oh, you rant, you do this, don't worry. Those who are able to sit through my show, my hour and a half or 2 hours or 15 minutes or 5-minute shows and taking notes and then sharing it with their family members, you're good. It's the rest of you people, questionable. So I love my people, but I would disagree with this sister. I'm not going to promote false information when the CDC and for every action is the reaction. We're not being reactive enough to prepare a safe and sane and clarified health epidemic to our people that despite if you agree or disagree, you should understand we still need to cover up. And we still need to apply ourselves to the guidelines of the laws of the state that we live in to adhere safety and clarity and not being incarcerated. Okay? Sassing off at the police or the National Guards or the state troopers or whoever this is, you need to maintain a calmness because in a pandemic and in a situation that we're having in America right now, we don't have the same type of rights. And in a pandemic, many people who are immigrants or illegals who might be watching my channel, you with your attitude and your pop in California, I'm an illegal and I got rights and you can't do this. And the governor, oh, no, they'll put your ass in jail too. And matter of fact, you really in trouble because President Trump has basically told these people, look, we need Patriotism Acts to be put in place. That means you can go back home. Take your ass out of these countries of America and go back to wherever you came from. Because if you go back, they done already closed the border. We don't want you back. And I hope after this pandemic, they keep them borders closed. Because we need to have a real serious discussion, family, and with Congress and this president about allowing people into this country who are not clean. That's why we're sick too. We interact, we bought their hot dogs, we allow them to cook our foods. They're on that front line. They're driving your buses, they're your Uber drivers. But applause again to the liberals and the socialists, and applause to the Democrats, applause to you because of you, black people, white people, Italian people, Asian people, Mexican people. Yes, they're all dying because of you promoting socialism and laying all on top of each other with the green innovation, because of you, because of the pods that we have in this country, because of you and all these stupid ass bicycles and scooters. Applause to you liberals and progressives in California who have made our country and our state a wreck, complete, nasty, filthy place to live because of you. We are living in this manner. Not because of the people, not because of the Republican Party, but because of the liberal progressives and the allies of the rhinos. All you rhinos, which is mean these are Republicans who do not support this president and do not support conservatives and they do not support capitalist ways. They're rhinos. They say they're Republicans, but they wear that Democrat attitude. They align themselves with what? The colonists, but not today, colonists, because this black colonist, this is the black colonist. I'm the black Thundercat talking to you right now. And I'm telling you, if you want America to be made great again and not have these people run your country and up there on the front line right now, you have Como in New York, liberal progressive. You got Gavin Newsom, liberal progressive. The most infected states are liberal progressive. Don't tell me they're big airport hubs. They're airport hubs with liberal progressives who have set the standards of your state quality. And now you guys want to cry wolf and ask the federal government to come help you and blame them if you don't have enough ventilators and enough beds and enough this and enough that. When you were stacking and racking before with pod living and infrastructural buildings of apartments and complexes and saying, oh, we all need to commune together. We need to be one happy green innovation family. We need to make a smaller footprint in America. And let's get us all stacked in rats and living with bats and eating dogs and cats. I'll wait. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. So to my family, to my urban game changer family, even though it's Seinfeld out, to my urban game changer family that's still with me, my African Energy Diaspora Channel family, I want to make it very clear that the clarity of where we are in America is a pandemic, despite what you may be hearing from different social media platforms. Despite if we agree or disagree, I believe you should wash your hands. I should believe you should use your oils. I do agree with the heat, and I am going to do a video on that, where I believe if you can sit in a little sauna, them things are about $100. I find things that are just reasonable to have. You're not paying no bills anyway. You can't go nowhere anyway. Get in one of those hot saunas, and you're going to have to spray that thing down, let me tell you, because it comes from China. I'm not going to buy anything from China. You have no choice. We have been dispositioned because of previous administrations, including Republicans, who've aligned themselves and allied so heavy with China that even Amazon and a lot of these things that are manufactured and developed are not in America. It is very hard to find American-made goods. So when I find them, I try to promote them. Same thing with the Black community. When I find them, I try to promote them. Okay, so I want to make that clear. I appreciate St. Herb gave me $20. $20 make me holler and shake. Hey. $20 make me holler and shake. I told you $10 make me holler. $20 make me holler and shake. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Somebody, this was like 1 in the morning, and I was so grateful. This one person gave me some money on my Cash App for $7. I'm gonna holler for $7. Shout out to $7. $7 on my Cash App. I was like, I got $7 on my Cash App. I was so grateful. I was so grateful for that little $7. I'm gonna find out who that was because I'm still learning how to work my Cash App. But if you have a chance and you can support a sister, come on over here, take that, scan it, and give money to my Cash App. I appreciate it. This is my Cash App right here. Because I don't get any money for this. I do this with straight passion and straight heart. All right, you guys, as you already know, who are my super followers and super supporters, let's talk about things to better our people and what we need to do to help business owners. Black business owners are hurting in this country, and there are some of you who are blessed to have a little extra money and can help those who are business owners to maintain some of your favorite business owners. And I want to give you ideas to help your local community business owners, and I want to give a shout out to some of them. But remember, like I told you before, there's a video of Netflix, and we have a challenge. What's our challenge? We are supposed to be watching 5 times. What is it? Somebody type it in the chat room. What did I tell you yesterday? You're supposed to watch 5 times. I'm gonna type it in, and I'm gonna get quiet. Somebody type right now in the chat room. Type it in the chat room right now. What did I tell you to watch 5 times on YouTube? I mean, on Netflix. What did I tell you to watch 5 times? Type it in the chat room. What did I tell you to watch 5 times? Okay, I got the video. I'm not gonna show it yet. Now I'm coming back. I'm gonna look, see if anybody remembers. What did I tell you to watch 5 times? Oh, you guys are bad. Ain't one of y'all remember what I said? I don't see it in here. Okay, so let me help you out. Maybe it shows up later because sometimes the feed is later for me and earlier for you. Okay, the name of the documentary is what? She Did That. I want you to watch it 5 times. Why do I have to watch this 5 times? Because you home and you ain't doing nothing anyway, number one. And if you are doing something, you need to be following my videos and doing my homework. So when you come out of this pandemic and this quarantine, self-contaminated, lose your mind at home position, you will feel vibrant and motivated, to get your business going and learn from other people. Now, this video I'm going to show you is called She Did That. It's on Netflix. You're supposed to watch it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Why 5 times? Because I found by the 5th time, I was able to really contract information that can not only benefit me, but what I need to help my business move to the next level. Because a lot of things you do in business is not only physical and financial and structure, it's mental. So we need to have a structure, people. We need to be motivated by other people who are motivated to get things going. So the name of it, type it in there somewhere. If you can, it's called She Did That. I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you real quick the trailer for it, because we're going to be talking about it like people talk about a book. We are going to talk about a Netflix series.
African-American women are the country's fastest growing group of entrepreneurs.
Black women. I want you to look at me and be inspired to say, I can do that too.
These are the women who are raising the glass ceiling. I'm a product of people who are committed to seeing me thrive. Dreamers. Could I have lost everything? Yes. Doers.
The superwoman complex is real.
Risk takers.
I have a master's degree. You're asking me to print out agendas? I'm done.
You don't get to diminish my hard work.
The banks are not as excited to give us money.
The backlash was, we're selling out.
This is a time for us to begin to build our own table.
What's the secret?
It's really just a matter of, having the guts to do it.
How did she get there to say that you went from your kitchen to being a part of the largest beauty company in the world? Take a step in her shoes to see she did that.
She did that. She did that. Yes, honey. I love you queens. You queens who understand the importance of doing that. And I love my brothers. And I did a video talking about the brothers the other day. So don't think I'm not thinking about our people from the Black man's perspective. But I want to talk about the Black family. And I got most of the Black family from watching that documentary. Yes, there are women. And, it starts with the woman. Because the women are the ones who
shout out to my
lovely T. I love her. Yes, it starts with the women because we are the ones that carry the seed. And then we grow it. But we have to cultivate our families, ladies. And we cannot diminish or degrade our Black man who supports us. And in this documentary, you see Black men who are supportive to the sisters, supportive to Black men. And I love that. And supportive to Black women. Because, see, it's about BF1. Somebody put in the chat room, BF1, please. Let's get them in there. Everybody, please type. If you're watching the show right now, just type BF1. Take the time. Let me know you're out there. I'm going to recognize you right now. BF1. All you people out there, because we need to do Black family first. If we start thinking of ourselves as not just Black first, but Black family first. The family is what comes through. Not the A, B, C, D, E, F, G people. Listen to me. Not all the Jesus Christian people. But the family, the children who are descendants of slaves, the children who are Black colonists, not today white colonists, the Black colonists. I'm talking about the Black colonists, not today white colonists. The Black colonist children, the BF1, the Black family first, Black Americans first, the BF1s. Thank you for putting that in there, family. Thank you for those who chiming in. Coffee said BF1, put that in there right now. Start typing, put BF1, everybody right now, even on Facebook. I got some good people right now. I got a good amount of people on Facebook. Let's go ahead and put BF1. Even if you're not Black, put it in there. You never know. You might have a Negro in your tree. Put it in there. That's why you got a desire to watch me. Put it in there. BF1. The reason why you need to do BF1, because the more BF1s you realize, the more you realize that they are people that need to be serviced. The family is what we want to support. Even if you're not a Christian, I'm a Christian. I believe in family first. If we put family first, then we can understand that. She Did That is the show to watch on Netflix. She Did That is talking about an economic platform where we cultivate our community and we find other people like us, kindred spirits like us. Do you know why you love watching me? Because somewhere in your life, you see a little bit of me and I see a little bit of you. I see a little bit of where your direction is and where you want to go. Many of you type in here have the same passion. You may not always agree with me, but at least you say, hey, I get Shirley. And you might get somebody else better than you get me. And that's okay. But if you get me and you with me, then help me grow by sharing and liking and subscribing right now and typing in BF1, BF1. See, because there's an importance of understanding BF1. You learn something. Thank you so much, learning. You learn something because you understand the culture of the black colonists and the white colonists are the two cultures of people that built this country. Nobody else should get the credit or the strength or the fortitude of understanding of its building. It started with black and white colonists. First. Now, if you don't believe me, then you go ahead and do your own damn history. Don't come tell me how the Mexicans owned America and owned California. I don't want to hear. Don't tell me about the Chinese, because I did a whole dissertation on how they came here illegally, as well as some of these illegal Salvadorans and all these other people. And even with the Jews, I don't want to hear it. I'm talking about the black and the white colonists, the Irish and all these other people from England. Many of us, I've done my DNA and I've done my genealogy, and I go back to Ireland and England on my mother's side because my mother was half white. My grandmother was half white, not my mother. My grandmother was half white. But I am 90% African, so don't twist it. Honey, I got a lot of chocolate. As you can see, I'm a full-figured piece of chocolate. But Black family first, we want to continue to remember that's the importance of it, because we work as a unit. We move as a unit. It's important, like St. Herb said. If we move as a unit and stop criticizing one another in the sense that, well, you're a Trump supporter, Shirley. You got that Make America Great Again hat on. I'm wearing a white hat today, people, because I talked to the White House, and I am the white hat wearer for my people. I'm not one of these little kids walking around with them red hats. Trump with a blue dress on, because all y'all wear blue dresses because you have blue knowledge. You've not taken the time to structure yourself to understand conservatism. You don't understand the Republican family. You don't understand Republican history. Because if you did, you would have never, ever wear the blue dress, because I never did. I've always believed in Black family first. But if you come to this side of the riverbed and you are now Republican and you support this president, then humble yourself to learn more information of what it is to be a Republican. But at this time, the white hats had to step up to the front. All you red hats, go in the back door. Sit back, because watch the white hats charge in front. We have no choice now, because as many times I said, let them red hats have it. I got to do work. I want to make money. I can't do that right now because I'm quarantined and I'm Black. Okay, Carol, thank you so much for serving and helping, and Herb, and many of you guys are out there. And you guys all have your opinions, and I get it. I get it. Holla and shake. Yeah, $10 make me holla. And, oh, no, $20 make me holla and shake. Yeah, brother, I hollered and shake for you. Gave me $20. Make me holla and shake. $10 make me holla. Thank you guys for your donations. And the more you give, the more we grow. And I do good things with that money, just to let you know. I'm trying to expand some other aspects of our business, as well as revitalize Urban Game Changers in a different manner so that it's very clear. We are finding that more of the team members and the board of Urban Game Changers have started to recognize over the years we are still not getting America to focus on the Black community. And with the majority of us being Black, we're going to try to change our mission statement so that we are monolithic and we are focusing primarily on Black people. And we'll tell you more on that. And if you are not Black, Shirley, I like you, but I'm not Black. It's okay. You can still be part of the front line and the movement, spiritually, physically, and financially. Because if you don't have any money, just share my video. Share right now. Share in other groups. Share on different platforms. After this video, make comments. After my other videos, you'll see at the end of this video, make comments, because the more comments you make, the more you know, the more you grow. Let me show you another video, because I want you to understand the importance. I want to show you the importance of us having a communication with one another and what we can do for one another. Because the more we can do from one another, the more we do from one another, the more we have a clarity of the importance of the building, you know. But I want you to hear a little bit from this lady who she did that, because us watching this documentary 5 times, we're going to break this documentary down, and then we're going to have a host party, which I'm excited about. We're going to have a host party. I'm going to have mine in my house, and you have yours in your house, and we'll all be watching the documentary of Netflix, and then we'll be stopping it in between. And so we're going to practice that, but I want you to watch it 5 times, and then I want you to tell me what portion of this documentary really brought home to you, because many of you guys want to start your own business. And I'm going to tell you ways that if you have a small business and you're dying, I want to tell those who have money ways to help these people. But I want you to see the blueprint of the lady who had the vision to create this documentary and hear her voice on the table. Let me put that up so that you guys can see it, hear it, and be excited about it, because it was really exciting for me to be able to share this information with you. When I found out about it, just the name she did that kind of threw me off on Netflix, but I said, oh, this looks interesting. And it was more than interesting. It was heroic. Let's hear the creator of She Did That.
Tell what the next platform will be. It may be another film, it may be something else, but do know that I am always here for Black women. Hey, I am Renee Blewett, the creator and executive producer of She Did That, and this is another Sheen exclusive. An executive producer is the person who goes out and gathers the funds, the coins, to bring the stories to life, to bring the ideas to life, and the film to life. She Did That is my very first film. It is a 71-minute documentary that is exploring the rise of Black women entrepreneurs. We've heard all of the stats. Black women are building businesses in this country 10 times the national average, but I wanted to go deeper into how we're doing it, how we're building these brands and legacies. And I wanted to show an honest look at some of the obstacles that we face as Black women, as well as some of the opportunities that are available to us as Black women. I never knew what the shelf life, so to speak, would be on it. We started sharing the sneak peek in 2017. This is almost 3 years later, and I'm still getting requests for screening events. And so it's beautiful to see that these stories are timeless, and that they continue to resonate with women across the country. Going to Ghana, it hit me that, wow, 99% of the population here is Black. So they are not coming into this with the same baggage, if you will, that we would come into something as African Americans. And when we were watching the film, I realized how many times we were defining ourselves as Black women, as African American women. I was cringing because I was like, is this going to resonate with them? Do they feel like women in America, Black women in America, are using this label like as a crutch because we're talking about it so much? And during the talk back, I shared that concern, and they were like, no, we get it. We couldn't imagine what it's like being in a place where you're the minority, you know? So then we talked about things like funding, and we talked about, you know, the other obstacles that we face as women. You know, it just, if you take off the label Black women, just as women entrepreneurs, period. And I walked away realizing that, wow, we have way more in common than not. And I want this film and any other work that I do to be an opportunity to like create a bridge between us, because we need each other, you know, just from America to Ghana and any other African country, we need to be supporting each other.
We need to support each other, absolutely, because the more we know, the more we grow. Sisters in America, do not be dismayed, do not be discouraged. Realize there are other women who have a different approach to business. We've not talked about LLCs and S corporations the way we should. We've not talked about OPM, other people's money. And we've not talked about how we should leverage this dysfunctional situation that has to come upon the country for our advancement, for our business and restructuring, because you were hurting anyway. So this took you to a whole nother hurt level, right? You were already hurting being a Black woman. But because of President Trump, praise God for this president, you need to utilize this disaster because you have legitimate businesses who are out there. You're a corporation or you're a nonprofit. You can utilize the trade industries that are out there who are watching my show, who are women and men, to realize that we're going to talk about the loans tomorrow and the grants and the forgiveness loans being in business to work for Black men. I know there's brothers out there saying, Shirley, you talking about Black women, all you Black women. Okay, I got something for the brothers. I got something for you brothers, because I know, you know, I love my Black men, because I told you it's what? BF1. Everybody right now, please type in the chat room, BF1, BF1. BF1 is not about women. BF1 is what? Black family first. Please type in the chat room. When I come back, I want to show you and I want to highlight you too, because you are my family that listens to me. You are my family that understands of my message and my means and my heart and my desire. Ain't none of us perfect. God knows I'm not, but I do believe in what? Black family first. And if I want to be focused primarily on my family, you're not gonna make me feel bad, colonists. The white colonists always want to make you inclusive. We got to tie everybody else. The A, B, C, D, E, F, G people, the illegals, the immigrants, the non-immigrants. We don't want them. Say no, black family first. Do not let these people get in your head, because if they get in your head, they can mess you up. So the next group I'm going to talk about is called the Black Tradesmen. And the Black Tradesmen are black men who are in trade. Yes, we're going to go back to labor. We're going to go back to Freedmen Bureau Bank. How many of you guys remember when I talked about the Freedmen Bureau Bank? I don't see it. BF1. Shout out to all the BF1 people. Black family first. Black family first. I got another YouTube channel I want you to pay attention to, because we need to recognize and honor the labor. Because I told you the Freedmen Bureau Bank back in the day, we used to have labor. We were labor laws, but some of you guys don't understand that. I might have him on the show. I know the creator and the founder of the free labor guy. Of the Black Tradesmen USA. So this is it right here. Make sure you subscribe. I haven't done that. I just noticed that he had a YouTube channel. I've gone to his website because he has an amazing website. You can join the network. You click right there. And if you click right there, that should take you to their website. So you go to their website. This is their website. They are looking for black people. You can sign up right now. New members. These are some of the new members. Sign up. You can connect with your Facebook. And if you're in construction or you want to get a job, or they're looking for tradesmen, blacktradesmen.usa. Yes, honey. They're wonderful men. Let's talk about it, because we got to talk about the black brothers. So let's learn a little bit about our history and trade and labor. Chat room, BF1. Put it in there right now. BF1. Black men are strong. They're powerful. And we've always done labor. But see, they don't want you to know your history. I want to show you your history. See these men? These are your men. See how they dress? These are your people. These are your people. Fighting politically, united. They got us torn up now. They got us all incarcerated. They got us abandoning the black woman. Those men had families. They had ideas. Now fast forward, 2020, where are you at today? Black contractors are needed. Come on now. Black men and women working together. We need to have a voice, understanding, promoting. Get your resume together. I'm going to help you get a job. You're going to get something out of this corona. Corona ain't going to take our people down. Corona's not going to fail us. We're going to come good out of this. But we cannot criticize each other. We got to know each other. We got to learn about each other. But I love me some black men. Are you a black man right now watching? I love you. I love you, my brother. Don't forget that we love you as women. I know you get tired of hearing about black women, but black women, we love you. We love your efforts and your protective spirit. The protective spirit is real. We love my black men. We love these black men. They make a difference in our country. But I want you to realize the importance of the black community and the black man. The trade industry is real. We need jobs. 7 trades, most black construction workers. Okay? We need to go back into labor work. Carpenters and floormen, engineers, operators. Number 6. Number 5, painting. Number 5, painting and maintenance work. Number 4, come on, plumbing. Look at this man. Number 3, electrician. Shout out to my nephew who does electrical work. Number 2, carpenters. Look at that. And number 1, contract laborers. And the government will provide those contracts. The government has provided contracts for minority people. But what we're finding in America is the word minority does not mean black. The word minority means what? Illegal immigrants, Asians, Armenians, Chinese, Japanese, everybody else but black. But minorities were supposed to be for African Americans because we are the ones that created and was able to have it executed through lobbyists and activism, the civil rights movement, which has been taken hostage and taken away from black people. And we have to understand that number one, let me go back to that number one. The number one is the contracts. It's the contracts, my people. So you will always need labor people. Yes, you can use all these other type of jobs. We don't need flipping burger people. We need us to get our children in the next generation back into construction and technology. We need black tech people. We need black tech people. We need black labor people. We need you to be building houses and buying properties and investing in land and tangible goods. What is a tangible good, Shirley? A tangible good is something that you can touch and feel. We need to own land. We need to own things that make goods and it has hold to it. Oh, silver and gold, that's a tangible good. An intangible good is the intellectual property rights. We need those as well, ideas and concepts and patent ideas that we can put in place. But the black tradesman, you guys need to subscribe. This man does not have enough subscriptions. He has been such a beautiful brother with a beautiful voice on the table. And so many times we are out there and we don't realize that African American people, we've been an icon. We've made a difference in Washington. We have. We've had a voice at the table and we lost it. We lost it. Look at the real estate. Let's watch these videos. We helped build that. We built that. All you out in Philadelphia and New Jersey, shout out to you. We built that. Washington, D.C., we built that. The White House, we built that. We built that. And you slaves, descendants of slaves. You home anyway. Quarantine, can't do nothing with your ass but watching TV, scratching balls, and sleeping, having sex all night. Y'all need to wake up and stop all that. Stop. Take the time and educate yourself. You're going through detox right now because you can't smoke your weed. Your kids are driving you crazy. I know you're watching, and we got homeless people living off of satellite. Homeless people, I'm on it. Don't get it twisted. Gavin Newsom's talking about getting you off the street. If you homeless and you still on the street, please follow me and put in the comment section, I'm homeless and they have not picked me up yet. Hashtag I'm homeless and they have not picked me up yet. You need to let us know so we will contact the state so they can get you off the street because they're supposed to be finding hotel rooms to you. And then when you do, you get your head and your mind together. Get your mind together and start focusing on the fact that you could be a tradesman, black tradesman USA. We need strong black men, people. We need some strong, but I mean some alpha brothers. I need brothers that ain't got no twists in his hips. I need brothers who understand the importance of the money and the numbers that we are at right now. I don't need the sweet brothers out there. I'm not supporting the LBGT, ABC, and AFK people. I'm supporting strong black men who have families and wives and who want to keep growing. That's what we want here. Black men. Shout out to the black man. Pay attention.
This water producing technology is making a stop in Austin this weekend before heading to Puerto Rico to help hurricane victims. But the man behind it all, Moses West, still needs your help. He's here this morning to talk more about what you can do to help him with this great project. Good morning, Mr. West.
Good morning.
And for people who don't know, we've done a few stories on you and what it is you do. But for those people who don't know, talk to us about your invention.
The invention.
I'm going to pause it. The reason why is because I want to, I got to fix something. Hold on. I should have taken it down before and I apologize. I got to take this down. Woo. All right, now we're going back. Little technical difficulties and I can't do it while the video's rolling because that's not how the system works. So we want to go back to the systems and Yeah, now we got it. We clarified. We're good. Let's keep it rolling. Thank you guys for your patience. Please subscribe, get the thumbs up button, share, BF1. Keep putting that in the chat room. I'm coming back to you. Now you can see the full bottom part, blacktradesman.usa. blacktradesman.usa. Someone put that in the chat room as well. Moderated Caroline, if you could put that in there. Whoever's watching, say, can you put it in there so people know that they are hiring black men and black men with voices? Let's go for it.
Mr. West.
Good morning.
And for people who don't know, we've done a few stories on you and what it is you do. But for those people who don't know, talk to us about your invention.
The invention, what it is, it's a machine that pulls moisture out of the air. Water comes in three forms. Yeah, we learned this in second and third grade, but everybody forgets it. But I never forgot those little pictures of everything, the little cows and everything in the field and the mountains and the water evaporating from the sea. And that's called the hydrologic cycle. Mm-hmm. And now our hydrologic cycle has been disrupted somewhat due to increasing temperature of the planet, evaporation. So the water it's disrupted. But here's a technology. What it does is it pulls moisture out of the air, condenses it, one of the three forms, liquid, solid, and a gas. It takes it in the gaseous state and produces industrial quantities of water.
Wow. And I mean, this is just, how did you come up with the idea to really do this and make this, kind of speed up nature, so to speak, to make more water?
Well, I looked at what other companies were doing, and I saw some of the machines that they had out there, and all the machines they had, it took in too much power. So when I first started to present this to venture capitalists, yes, and they
well, you got to get the money to make it somewhere,
right? The part of the problem was that
I'm gonna stop right there. He says, when I presented this to venture capitalists, let me stop right there. When I presented this to venture capitalists, how many of you guys started talking crap about me yesterday when I said Lisa did an acquisition and merger and she had to merge with other companies, but she used venture capitalists to get going to the next level? We didn't talk about venture capitalists. For those who don't know what venture capitalists is, there are people who invest in you. Your first venture capitalist could have been your mama. Could have been your daddy, could have been an aunt or uncle. Someone said, you know what, baby, I like your idea. Here's $20. That's a venture capitalist from a small startup level. But this man needed to start and put a product together. He came up and created an idea, and he reached out to venture capitalists. And when you start doing that, again, you need to get your attorneys in place, and you need to know what you're talking about, because they may sign you sign contract, and you lose your whole vision because you didn't get your property rights. You didn't understand your patent rights. You didn't know any of that, but your venture capitalists come into play after you get your attorneys in place, you get your patents in place, and then you get out there and you say, now I need to pitch and get some money. I need to get some money because you got your attorneys, you got your concepts, you created and developed the product, but you don't have any money. Everyone needs to realize we have to coincide with different cultures of people, and you use venture capitalists in conjunction when you're trying to get to that next level, and that's what this man did.
Too much energy. So then I started researching other methods of how to do it, and I found a research company and a partner with them, and we got it down to a place where it could make water at the lowest power consumption. And then I put it together to make mass quantities of water, and then I got with the Texas A&M, Dr. Les Shepard, and we crunched out some numbers and calculated on what we could do after we finished the pilot project with the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality. Mm-hmm. And it's incredible numbers. On using excess power, it comes out to 4,100,000,000,000 gallons of water annually, which you could produce with this technology.
Wow.
That's amazing, right? It's amazing to know that we as a people, and I'll put that in the I'll put that below after the watching of this video. I'm going to put down below, and I'm going to give you the codes now for your mask. I'm going to give you the codes, and I'm going to put in the website so that you guys know how to find the discounts for your mask. For those who've been watching, for those who just came on board, you are watching Shirley's World. Make sure you like and you subscribe and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure that you guys subscribe, get the likes buttons up. The likes are kind of low. What's going on? I'm not doing a good job for you people. Come on. Show a little love. It ain't gonna take you a minute to take your hand and click a damn like button. And after this video, please make some comments and watch our previous videos, because it makes a difference that we grow the numbers. And the more that you show and like, the more I can expand this information. If you find it beneficial and you're not trying to be selfish and hold it up, let's get the message to our people. The people with common sense, the people who are not social capitalists, and not today, the white colonists who want to keep us ignorant. And other people, even our own people. I show you the one sister, I love her, but I'm sorry. I'm not walking outside without gloves or my mask. I showed you my mask. I'm going to give you the discount code for your mask now. This is the one with the mask with the breathers for those who must just came in. And this is American made. I had makeup on today, and I wore it again today. It's made in America. Made in America. So you need to get your mask. And now they're telling you it's voluntary. It's not mandatory, but I'm going to tell you, the states are going to say something totally different than the president. And it's trainingmask.com website. Put your mask on. Once you put your mask on, I showed you earlier, the mask, the gloves, everything that you should have. And then after you take your mask off, and if you want to make sure, take your mask. And you can put a little bit, not on the outside, because this is more like a suction. You don't want your oils in here. But I put sometimes my peppermint, I let it dry because it's not going to be sticky. But you need it to be so it suctions, so it seals. You don't want to mess up that seal. But I like to make sure my mask has a little bit of the oil smell inside. Not much. I told you, just barely touch it and keep that smell. I like my rose oil. My rose oil. Let me show you that. And I love my peppermint. I put my peppermint oil on me. And then I did show you this other oil that I use. I use past tense. I use this oil for my feet to help me sleep because there's a lot of stress. I put it behind my ears. This is stressful. On top of staying home and trying not to keep this weight. This weight on the body is no joke. I mean, we're all gaining weight sitting at home. People can't wear, you shouldn't wear contacts. You should wear glasses. People got to cut their nails off. It ain't a pretty time in America. Women are not trying to be sexy and cute. And the celebrities ain't got their entourage to keep them up and pretty. We're starting to see the reality of this game. Black men, black tradesmen, please support that black brother. Go there, sign up if you're a tradesman. Go there and sign up if you ain't got nothing going on. And you say, I need to restructure myself because by the end of this pandemic, you want to move. You're tired of living like rats and roaches stacked up on top of each other in an apartment complex. You need to go back to the South, my people. If you're in the big cities, you need to go back to the South. And the reason why I say you need to go back to the South, because many of you right now are struggling where you're living. And the cost of living in America ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. So I want to end my show on a good note. I need to, let you see this little sister. This little black sister. She got a message for us. And I want her message to be clear and I want it to be heard. And hold on, I got to switch over. This is the last video I'm going to show you. And I want to encourage you, please give the thumbs up. And thank you for making a donation. Saint Herb, I appreciate you. Real money, because your money is always real. I love you so much. Thank you so much. And I thank you, Dimitri Flagship. Dimitri's always supported me. Thank you for that $5, because every dollar that you guys give makes a difference. And also, I have a Cash App. If you want to make sure that money comes directly through me and I don't have to go through all the hoops and loops through YouTube, and you really want to directly bless me and it gets to me right away so I can deal with the pandemic and do some surprise videos I'm thinking about putting out there. I'm not going to tell you what I do because I have to do it in a different way. If you can help me out, go to the Cash App and make a donation. I'm going to put it in the feed after this video is over with. The Cash App anytime is 24 hours open. And we are also in the future, family, going to create a conference line where we're going to provide more thorough information, which is a little different than a YouTube channel. This is going to be an invite only. So if you want to be part of the conference line, invite only, and we'll announce it once in a while. We will start having those personal one-on-ones with you. If you want counseling right now with our team, we'll be offering that for free. And you can do one-on-one counseling with our team for our community. We can give you tips and ideas. We are not specialists. And we will not adhere to saying, well, you told me to do this. We can give you ideas to share information, and we'll do that on a personal one-on-one consultant level from the professionals that I know who are active in the community. And if you'd like to know more about that, keep following me because that'll be coming. But your homework right now, family, is to watch She Did That 5 times on Netflix, put the like button and also put the thumbs up button in the Netflix, and also click the button of save, because we want that sister to do more documentaries of that quality out there. So please, let's get together and watch She Did That. This is the last video I want to share with you, and I want this video to be made clear that we have to continue to understand where we are in America. This little girl, her heart was so sweet. It was so sweet, and I really think I wanted to share this video with you guys so that you can see that even a small child can make a difference and warm a heart. So let's hear this little girl's visual call for our people and for all people around the world to understand who we are and where we're at. Let's see if I can get this thing to play. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, I gotta refresh. Special Facebook. Facebook is really special. That's why I started doing more stuff on YouTube, because I was like, ooh, anyway, by the way, you can follow me on Facebook. You see I'm live right now on Facebook, which I appreciate my Facebook family following me. And here we go.
Lord Almighty God. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord Almighty God, help this world right now, Lord God. We don't mean any harm to be mean to one another, but we need this world to get better so we won't even have to do all this crime anymore, Lord God. We need your world to get better. You did not create this world just for shooting. You created this world just for us. And we, as your children of God, yes, we are your children. And we love you, Lord God. We don't mean any harm to do all of this, Lord God. But we just love you. And I know the other people who don't mean harm, they love you too. And we, all of us love you. Our mom, our dad, our uncles, even anybody in this world loves you. That you created. The devil needs to get out of us. The people who shoot, they need the devil to get out of them. Tell them, Lord God, to stop the devil out, Lord God. Tell them to stop the devil out, Lord God. Tell them to stop the devil out, Lord God. Tell them right now, Lord God. Because we do not mean any harm. We don't mean we don't mean any harm. We don't mean any harm right now. Look, we do not mean any harm. When I'm telling you, the Lord is in my house. He's in my house. He's in my heart. He has to be in your heart too. I know it's a light side right in you. Why don't you use the light side better than the dark side? You don't need the dark side every single day. Why can't you use the light side right inside of your heart? Because I know you have a heart right in your body. And if you didn't have a heart, you wouldn't be alive right now, Lord God. But you are alive. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. You are alive, and you need to act like you're alive so you won't have to go through all of this. You know, there was a baby who was getting ready to get killed, but their mother and then 2 sisters and a brother they got killed, but the baby was saved. You know, that was a miracle. But when the mother, with the 2 sisters and the 1 brother got killed, that was not a miracle. The Lord tried to save them. And when he tried to save them, they were helping with him. And I didn't mean any harm to say that, but Lord God, you got them all the time. And we know that you got each and every person that's right in your heart. You said each and everybody who didn't get killed by a gun, you said it's time for you to go up to heaven. In Jesus' name,
in Jesus' name, amen. I don't think I could have said it any better. From a mouth of a child, from a mouth of a child, family. From a mouth of a child, family, we've learned that we need to pray. We need to understand that we are targets in this country. We are being shot. We've been incarcerated. Now they're going to put ankle bracelets on our millennials who are stupid enough to defy the federal government and stupid enough to defy local state actions when told you are not going to be able to cross state lines. And if you do travel, make sure that you do get some kind of a letter from your employer who allows you to go about, even if you say, you know what, I just wanted to go to my aunt's house. She's elderly. Get some kind of letter. Ask somebody to create a letter. Carry some alcohols and soaps so that in case you get pulled over, this is going to sound stupid, but whatever. Alcohol and some soaps, and show them, look, officer, I'm just taking this to my elderly parent. And then you have your mask and you let them know that you understand that the pandemic is real. But even with the pandemic real, the real factor is you are a target. Then they mad because they can't get their Negroes in jail right now. Because I want you to have something in place to help you travel if you have to travel. But if you don't, please stay home. Please stay in prayer. And please get some thumbs up and share this video. Get your oils. I'm going to go ahead and put the links down at the bottom. But from a mouth of a child, let us use wisdom. Let's ask God to give us favor. Let's ask God to protect us. A nation of people that have been oppressed and targeted for over 400 years. A nation full of people, black people who Democrats don't give a damn about you, nigga. Don't give a damn about you, Negro. Don't give a damn about you, black people. Democrats don't give a damn. And I've always said they were losers. And I still say they were losers. And I've been ostracized, put down, questioned, and marked as the person who has always not been an advocate for Democrats. But all you other people who thought I was crazy and lunatics and all the nasty names that you said, screw you. Because I'm telling you, I am tired of legislations and government and police officers and the law enforcement targeting my people. So don't think that the targeting is not going to still go on. Don't think that because we're a pandemic and then we're sheltered that the officers can't wait. They're revving it up to get as many Negroes as they can right now when this is over with. But I want you to rethink your situation. I want you to think about your job. I want you to think about trade. I want you to think about adding something different. Now, two things I want to tell you before I end this video, because I mentioned it. I want you to find small businesses and go buy a gift certificate and help them out financially. If you know people who have small businesses and restaurants, mom and pop businesses who are not corporations, or you just love their food, or you love what they sell, or you love their jewelry, and they say, Sister Jones, I can't open my store and I'm hurting, but they have an online business. See if you can buy a gift certificate and help them financially out. Go buy a $25, $10, $100 gift certificate and use it later. Go use it later because they can't cook that meal that they normally do. They can't sell those hats. They can't do those dresses and bags and jewelry. Go on there and say, you know what? I'm just going to go and start buying Black-owned businesses gift certificates. Do that for me. Do that for me so that you feel good. Do that for me and do that for them. I don't get no money for that. Only money I get is what Real Money give me and all the rest of you guys out there. Dimitri, the love that he gave and all the donations, whatever donations I get to do this, I do it for the betterment of a culture of people that in the future, hopefully these videos will be watched again during another pandemic. That if I'm no longer here, you can watch these videos and know that this woman from California with 3 sons who spoke for President Trump in 2016, I made an announcement for you. For you, I represented you. I wanted to keep it real and 100. I have to say that because some people don't know who I am. I'm not some loudmouth woman. I'm a woman that has true passion and true realism because I know the importance of our people. But if we, as a nation of Black people, don't know who we are, and if we don't start speaking up and listening to the children, that girl had real passion. And if you're not a person that prays, you need to start praying. And you need to stop mocking people who pray. And you need to start having an understanding of where God is coming from. Because these are dark times. There's a time of confusion. The white colonist wants to keep you confused. They want to keep you underground. They want to keep you out of the mix of respecting law and order. That's what the white colonists want you to do, who want you to stay and become a Democrat for life. Be that Democrat for life. Because if you're Democrat for life, you'll never get it right. You'll always be that Democrat that doesn't understand. But there's some of us who remember back on the front line with this administration for President Trump. Took my hat off. For President Trump. Let me show you. Oh, here it is. For President Trump, who stood on the front line for this president. I'm wearing the white hat for my people. And I want you to put your hat on. And I want you to use wisdom and go help those elderly people and find out if the church is going to deliver for them. Go help those Black businesses who have labor laws and that need to understand the labor rights for where we are. And I'm going to bring that in. And go watch She Did That 5 times. And then remember the frontline people like the bus drivers. Remember the political frontline people like myself, who are out here, who are not perpetrating, before the Candace Owens, before all these other people who are out there, Charlie Kirks and all of them, acting like they're an advocate for Black people. They ain't no advocate for Black people. They're advocate for their own paycheck. But I want to show you that we as Black Americans, gotta find that video, that we as Black Americans have to make it clear that we have to work together. And we have to put ourselves in a position, here it is, put ourselves in a position that we have a voice at the table. But if we don't start with the voice with us, see, it starts with us. It's not about celebrities and how many followers you have. It's about being proactive. For every action is a reaction. We have to start the action. Let me show you
The
this.
place went wild. Not just the Californians either. A lot of love for California in here for delivering 172 votes for Donald Trump.
2016.
172.
2016, I made this announcement for the state of California. 38 million people were watching this. There were over 19, maybe 20 to 25 Black delegates for the entire United States of America. That's all we had at this convention. Let me tell you how rare we were at that time. Now you see all these Black Republicans popping up. I want to show you the strength of what I add to this platform. So don't get it twisted when you watch my show.
He sure did. When the California delegation made their announcement, the place went wild. Not just the Californians either. A lot of love for California in here for delivering 172 votes for Donald Trump.
California, 172 delegates with the following bound delegates. 172 Trump.
Shirley, you're good. We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump!
Hold it down, California.
Mr. Chairman! We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump!
Mr. Chairman, my name is Shirley Husar. I'm the mother of 3 boys of the greater Los Angeles area. Mr. Chairman, it is so important that my sons, my 3 sons, have hope and opportunity for their future, that there are good jobs, and that there are families that need safety in their communities. Mr. Chairman, Donald Trump is the candidate that can provide for my boys and all Californians the hope and opportunity of the true American. That's why I am honored to stand before you today in behalf of the great state of California. California that is 100% rock solid. Pro-Trump delegation, and I am proud to place 172 votes to the nominee of the next president of these United States, Donald J. Trump.
We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump! We want Trump!
And we got Trump. That's right. Woo! Donald Trump is our president because we wanted. See all them Black people right there? See my children next to me? Shout out to Corinne Rankin, who's right next to the left of me. I appreciate that sister so much, who's out there fighting up in Northern California. Look, Black Americans, we were on the front line. My name is Shirley Husar. It's not some made-up name, KFG, ABC, BFG, all y'all people out there who are putting out their so-called surnames. I put myself on the front line for you. And I ask you to do the same. My children, my son who stood with me and put their face in their name when other people wouldn't do that. These men who have character and personality, who put themselves out there. There are many people who didn't want to do that. But the people in this room, Black, white, Asian, all these people who were criticized under administrations prior, including Republicans, that the Democrats didn't even believe, nor did the Republicans, that the Trump administration would exist. But through prayer and discernment of who we are as a people, given to specific groups of people, we called it. We called it. So when next time you see my name on my face, you realize I have passion and reality for my people. I'm not playing jokes out here. When I tell you to use your wisdom to realize the power of the voice that you bring to the table, I want you to remember, I want you to be that next voice now. I want you to stand on the front line. I want you to feel proud. Don't ever think you don't need to feel proud. Own it when it doesn't exist. Own it when it doesn't exist. Because at that time, it did not exist. There was no President Trump. No one was talking about fake news when all the news stories were arguing based on hypothetics. An argument of news on a hypothetic and then going into some rant of something totally outside, making politics and policy so confusing that the American people would only vote based on name and notoriety. But no more will we vote in this manner. Me and you, my people, my social media family, my Black family, my colonist white family, we as colonist people who foundational leaders of this country will wake up and utilize the American tools that are in place. And we're going to make this world a better place by making what first? America great again. Make sure you subscribe, get the like buttons out there. And remember, keep your head up high. Stay wrapped.